we see on a regular basis, and you know how they love to get after it.
Race number 2 on our slate today will be the 9X Yellow Pages 40-lap shootout for modifieds. Now, these cars are low, they're wide, they got big engines and wide tires, and these Nerf bars, they're not there for looks.
Well, Randy, we rarely get to see the Busch Grand National North guys, nor the modifieds. This is going to be a heck of a show.
I can't wait to see it. I know you can't either, and I'll bet you can't wait to see it. So sit back in your lounge chair, buckle up, and get ready for some wild racing here at Loudon.
BGNN Motorsports proudly presents the Auto Palace Slick 150 and the 9X Yellow Pages 40 from Loudon, New Hampshire. Look at this packed house for a Saturday at New Hampshire International Speedway. This place is packed. And as Mark Twain said, if you don't like the weather in New England, wait a second, it'll change. Yesterday was Talladega hot and Mississippi muggy, 90-some degrees. Humidity the same place. And look at today's weather, 69 degrees, hardly any humidity, and quite a cloud cover to protect these fans and also make it a very fast racetrack. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the nation's newest and rapidly becoming one of its finest super speedways. We'll show you a lot of improvements this weekend here at New Hampshire International, just since we were here last May. I'm Mike Joy, along with Buddy Baker, and first we're going to see the Busch North cars. They look like the Busch South cars, but some have V6s, some have 9-to-1 V8s. They run a spec tire that's a bias ply tire, so these cars looks like they're going to run and handle quite a bit differently than the Busch cars we're used to seeing on TNN.
Mike, the nice part is they do have the bias ply tire, and you can fling it around in the corners and get some forward bite. And you also have a gear rule here, 456 gear in the back, so they don't turn them too much. Real equal competition. You're in for a good race.
We'll see the Busch cars and the modifieds today. The Busch cars are on the starting grid, and the man who's been tough to handle in this division is up front with Glenn Jarrett.
Well, anytime the Busch Grand National North cars come to Loudon, the man to beat is Kelly Moore. He's won the last 2 Busch North races here. He's starting from the pole today. Kelly, can you make it 3 in a row?
We sure hope so, Glenn. You know, this Jordan Lumber Pennzoil Chevy Lumina is really running good today. This crew I've got, they've really been running strong lately, and we think we've got a car to beat here today. We're just going to have to keep our nose clean, have a good pit stop, and hopefully we'll be there at the end.
Well, I want to wish you luck, Kelly. Starting right behind him in third is Joe Bessie, who may have the fastest car here. He had a little problem qualifying. As I said, he'll start inside second row. Now for a guy that had a lot of problem qualifying, let's go way to the back of the field with Randy Pemberton.
Row 21, Glenn. That's where Dale Shaw is. The reason we're back here, this would be equivalent to talking to Ernie Irvin, the current Winston Cup points leader, if he had to take a provisional, because that's what Dale Shaw is having to do here today. Dale, you haven't got a win in this series because you got a bunch of thirds. What's it going to take to get to the front here today?
I think it's just going to take a lot of patience. You know, the Skull Racing Pontiac's running a lot better than we showed. We overdid it a little in time trials. We really went for it all, and it cost us. I almost spun the car out. And like I say, the car's a lot better than this qualifying effort shows.
Okay, good luck to Dale Shaw. Also starting deep in the field, Dale will have to be able to follow up Robbie Crouch. He's starting 31st. Jimmy Spencer, who won the Pepsi 400 at Daytona just a week ago, starting 34th. And 35th will be Dick McCabe, the defending series champion. So he's got some good company, Mike.
Thank you, Randy. We'll apologize for talking over the anthem, but they've compressed our schedule here just a bit in the pre-race. Darrell Waltrip is with us as well on this Saturday for this doubleheader. And Darrell, Jimmy Spencer is in this field. So is Kenny Schrader and Mike Wallace from the Winston Cup ranks. But this is going to be no easy pickings for them.
No, you know, those days are over with. That's why I'm up here and not out there. We used to come to big racetracks like this, and it's a mile racetrack, and it's fast. And we used to bring a little bit better equipment, a little bit more knowledge, and we could smoke these local guys off. Now, if you went over to Oxford or somewhere like that, they'd be equal to you or maybe a little bit better. But here, there is no advantage. The gear rule, the rules have really made the difference. The cars are equal now. Nobody has any real tricks. And so that makes the competition a lot more equal, and it makes it harder for guys like Jimmy or Mike or anybody like that to slip in here and win. I might make one observation. It's cloudy today. That's certainly going to be good for the racetrack because Yesterday it was coming apart about like O.J. Simpson's alibi, and we were having some problems there. But today it's looking good.
Film at 11. Plus the 9X Yellow Pages 40 on today's great doubleheader on TNN. We're going to the defense motion. Stay with us.
I went from probably 300 miles on a full tank to almost 400.
America is talking about split fire.
I'm probably getting, I would say about 20 miles more per tank full, and that's a lot for me.
And when you're driving a four-wheel drive vehicle, you need all the extra gas mileage you can get.
I have them on my motorcycle, my boat, and my car.
I love them.
Split fire. At $5.99, it only costs more till you use it.
People ask me to endorse the strangest things. A green recliner? Not much of a sitter. I like going fast. 68 Shelby, and there's only about 300 and some odd made. This car rips. Pure oil now. Keeping them up's half the fun. They all get Purolator filters. Pure oil later. I snag them from the track. Legends live. Purolator, Purolator.
There's one thing that a racing engine and a straight engine have in common. You want them both to last.
Haviland Formula 3 from Texaco.
To build a race engine that holds up, you have to use the best of everything, and Haviland does that job.
No other leading motor oil offers more complete protection to help your car run better, last longer. Good enough for Robert Yates.
Well, how hard do you want me to push it today? Whatever it takes to win.
Haviland Formula 3. Why add just any motor oil? Add more life to your car.
It's a major breakthrough in auto protectant technology. Formula 2001 Super Protectant. It provides a more brilliant, longer-lasting shine than Armor All on vinyl and leather. And look, in the Arizona desert, Formula 2001 brought back the shine to UV-faded vinyl, rubber, even leather. Get the new standard in automotive protectant technology. Formula 2001, with 50% more active shining ingredients than Armor All. Get Formula 2001 products today.
Today's exclusive coverage of the Auto Palace Slick 50 150 on TNN is brought to you by Split Fire, the patented performance spark plug. It only costs more till you use it. By Purolator. Legends live on Purolator.
Welcome back to Loudon, New Hampshire, where the Busch North cars are set for the Slick 50 150. Let's have a look at how the lineup here at New Hampshire today. On the pole, Kelly Moore, the winner here in April, and Martin Truex has 3 top 10s in the last 5 races. Row number 2, Joe Bessie won here in 91, and Bobby Dragon was 3rd at Holland on Memorial Day weekend. Row number 3, Keith Lamell finished 2nd at Williamson, New York, and Raleigh McDonald makes his best start of the year. Bob Brunel in a Pontiac, 69th career start for the 55-year-old veteran, and Tom Rosati, former Oxford 250 winner. Runner-up for last year's Rookie of the Year and 3rd in points, Tom Bowles, along with Mike Wallace, who won at Milwaukee last week in the Busch South Series. Steve Nowakowski from East Hampton, Connecticut, a rookie, and Pete Daniels, only his 3rd start since '91. Rookie John Preston won at Holland, New York in May, and Glenn Sullivan has 2 top 10 finishes this season. Mike Stefanik, the former National Modified champ, was 2nd here in April, and Brian Ross, former Modified star, makes his 2nd start of the year. Jamie Obey, former champion, won here in May of last year, and Mike Olson has 2 top 10s in 4 races. His granddad's in the field as well. Kenny Schrader starts 19th today and 5th tomorrow in the Winston Cup event. And former modified track champion Jerry Marquis won at Monadnock Speedway in New Hampshire in May. Chris Amon, his 2nd career Busch North start, and last year's Rookie of the Year Andy Santerre, who won at Williamson, New York this year. Steve Hoddick finished 8th at Star Speedway in Epping, New Hampshire last month, and Jeff Berry, who finished 7th at Williamson. Racing granddad Stub Fadden, 61 years old, he won at Jennerstown last month. Andy Hillenberg, 2nd start of the year. John Swanson III, he won at Monadnock, and Dave Dion, a legend in New England full-bodied stock car racing. Ted Christopher running both ends of today's doubleheader. His brother Mike's a racer. He's his spotter today. And Greg Clark, who ran 2nd at Watkins Glen. Robbie Crouch, the 1983 and 84 NASCAR North champion. And Pete Rondo makes his 1st start this year. Babe Branscombe has a pair of 5th place finishes. And Jimmy Spencer, hot off his Daytona 400 win last week. Dick McCabe, the 92 and 93 series titleist. And Gigi Gravel, the mass driver, making his second start of the year. Brian Goey had an amazing fourth place at Watkins Glen last month. Amazing because he was a rookie and had never seen the racetrack. Ken Wallace, second-year driver from Pennsylvania. Denny Doyle, who runs at Stafford Speedway in Connecticut on a weekly basis, makes his second career start. And Brian Donnelly, another rookie, he's from Maryland. Dale Shaw had to take a provisional to get in the show, and Jeff Spraker makes his 99th career start. Anthony Rainone, former SCCA sports car champion, and Jeff Zeidema, the rookie driver from Worcester, Mass. That's how they'll roll off here for the first of 3 laps behind the Corvette safety car when we come back.
You like food, you get heartburn, you take Maalox. Life is good.
And don't forget great tasting Maalox tablets, too.
You know, a lot of people who work on their cars will only shop at AutoZone. They depend on us for the best quality parts and low prices every day. They come in, get what they need, and then get back to work. Because you see, they believe if you want the job done right, you do it yourself. Well, at AutoZone, we couldn't agree more. Because when you take the time and the effort to work on your car yourself, you ought to be choosy about where you shop. We just thank you for choosing AutoZone.
Leave it to Peerless Faucet to create a shower so smart, it can not only sense when a toilet has been flushed, it can also adjust the water temperature accordingly. Scald Guard technology by Peerless. Get more out of your faucet than just water.
You like food, you get heartburn, you take Maalox. Life is good.
Coming up Sunday morning on race day, we'll travel to New Hampshire International Speedway, where the Winston Cup Tour is in action for the Slick 50 300. We'll set up today's race. Plus, we'll have the latest news from the track. We'll also have all the racing news and highlights from around the country. It's the fastest half hour in motorsports. Join us.
Race Day, the latest news from the world of motorsports, brought to you live, 11:30 a.m. and 8:30 p.m. Eastern, only on TNN Motorsports.
Sunday on TNN Motorsports.
In last year's New England racing debut, Winston Cup etched a lasting impression right from the start. Then the racing got real as the stock car stars convincingly christened the track. In the end, Rusty Wallace won the race and Winston Cup won their hearts. From the New Hampshire International Speedway, it's the Slick 50 300, 1 p.m. noon Central.
See you there, Sunday on TNN.
No, Eric, welcome back to Loudon. They've completed the first pace lap, first of 3, as Darrell tries to diagnose the problem on Brian Goey's car, as we see him on pit road with the hood up. Greg Zippodelli, the crew chief, working under there.
I believe the throttle was hanging, Mike. He looked like he had to adjust the air cleaner around. Those things are real tight on these cars, and I think he had to adjust that air cleaner a little bit to get the throttle from sticking on the thing.
Well, let's find out. Randy?
Well, as far as I was working on Stubb Fadden's car, they went under the hood early on Stubb's car, and they said the alternator gauge wasn't working. They don't know if the gauge isn't hooked up or they may have a problem with the alternator. They had to change 2 engines here this weekend so far, so we'll have to see if that charges the battery or not here this afternoon. If it doesn't, it won't be long for Stubbs back in the pits.
Thanks, Randy. You're going to ride along with Jimmy Spencer today. He is in the Duraloop Chevrolet. This is not the car that he brought here to run in this race. That car, owned by Dennis Shoemaker out of Maryland, was crashed in practice. This is Jimmy's younger brother Paul's car that he has borrowed and put into the show.
I don't know if my brother loaned me his car or not. That's brotherly love right there.
I kind of doubt it. I loaned my brother my car. Well, I didn't really. He kind of borrowed it, and I had to go get it. That's a long story, and we won't tell that today. You're riding along with Jimmy Spencer, and here is our director, Gary Clem's favorite, the doggy out the window cam. Out the right side window, and here's a look at what Jimmy sees from the roof cam.
And that's exactly how he sees it, too.
Robbie Crouch alongside. 44 cars start today's race, the length 150 laps. Mike McLaughlin, the winningest driver in the history of this racetrack with 5 feature victories. is the race record holder. Corvette pace car is in, and Kelly Moore leads them down for a start. V6s and V8s in this Busch North field for 150 miles, and the modifieds to follow. A little bump there with the Blount Seafood car of Martin Truex as they get down into one.
Yeah, I think everybody wants to get on that inside line. The track's a little dirty if you get up high, and I think he was just really forcing the inside.
Really good race in second place there. Joe Bessie's up the side of Truex right now, trying to get the preferred line in the corner. Makes the move.
Bobby Dragon there, third in your picture, and number 71, the Dragon Wagon. And here's Spencer moving up underneath, slices underneath Dave Dion, comes up to Andy Hillenberg in the 42.
No, we did not feed the camera up. That's Spencer in the middle of the corner. That's the way he goes into a corner.
Oh, 3 wide. And here's Kenny Schrader in 51, the Wheels Auto Parts.
How much
Chevrolet.
is that doggy in the
Mike
window?
Hispanic there in number 14.
Yep, former modified champ. Hey, wait till the modified race. We've got a camera on the front bumper of Jimmy Spencer's car. How long do you think that'll last?
I think he'll get 2 parade laps, but I wouldn't go for much more than that.
You know, we call that the doggy cam out the side. The one on the front's called I don't want to be here cam.
Right. The close your eyes and pray cam. That's Brian Ross on the outside from Boston Spa, New York, the modified racer, and Ken Schrader battling with him. Now Ross has driven Schrader's ARCA car at Daytona, finished third in the ARCA 200 there. They're good friends and trade some technology back and forth. They try to work their way up through the field.
Boy, the Dragon's car really handling well there. You seen him move right up on the third place car there on the outside. I thought he was going to make a pass to the outside, and he would really be fast if he could do that this early in the race.
Kelly Moore, 47, your leader, Joe Bessie, who spent a lot of time on the Busch South circuit, came back home this season to regroup. The AC Delco Pontiac, number 97, Moore. The Jordan Lumber Chevrolet.
Darrell, it looks like Bessie may have a little bit faster car in the corner, but the 47 car really getting down the straightaway well.
Yeah, we got a caution.
Oh, Mike Stefanik, the Auto Palace Sunoco Chevy. He just came to a halt there in turn 4, got down to the apron, tried to get the car to pit road, but it would not fire. Now, he started the season in the Rex Road Racing number 1 on the Busch South circuit. After 3 races, he and the team parted company, and he put together this car of his own. It's a Dennis Springs chassis with a lot of stuff you don't normally see on it in Busch racing. Holmes and Bear did the paint and the graphics on it up in Connecticut, and he's brought it out to a few Busch races here, again trying to get something going.
Yeah. Dennis Springs is, he built a car for me, ASA car. That's where he built a lot of cars for Alan Kowicki. And a car owner of note from the Midwest, moved down into the Charlotte area a few years ago and has really never hit it, but he built good cars.
4 laps complete, and we'll be right back to Loudon, New Hampshire for the Auto Palace Slick 50 150 for the Busch North cars, and coming up, the thunder of the NASCAR Modified.
Do you really know what you think you know? Show it. Have you got a hardcore degree in NASCARology? Prove it. Enter the Purolator Drive with a winner sweepstakes now. Here's Randy LaJoy, but only one of these cars is his pride and joy. Is it number 9? Wait a minute. Or is it number 20? Or number 14? Or number 72? No, which one? Take your best shot. Here's how to enter. Call this number and match driver Randy LaJoy with the number of his car. Calls cost 95 cents per minute. Average call 2 minutes. Or send a postcard with your name, address, phone number, and Randy LaJoy's car number to this address. The grand prize is a 1994 Corvette with a trunk full of Purolator air and oil filters to be given away September 1st at the grand opening of the Corvette Museum in Bowling Green, Kentucky. It's the Purolator Drive with a winner sweepstakes. Enter now.
Who'd like more cheese on their pizza? Okay. Who'd like more toppings on their pizza? Okay. More cheese? Okay. Toppings? More?
That's every man, woman, and child.
It's the new Little Caesars Pleasers menu. More meat, more cheese, more pepperoni, more toppings. Any 2 for $9.98, product guaranteed.
Pizza.
Or get 1 pizza for $5.99.
Pizza.
It's a major breakthrough in auto protectant technology. Formula 2001 Super Protectant. It provides a more brilliant, longer-lasting shine than Armor All on vinyl and leather. And look, in the Arizona desert, Formula 2001 brought back the shine to UV-faded vinyl. Rubber, even leather. Get the new standard in automotive protectant technology. Formula 2001, with 50% more active shining ingredients than Armor All. Get Formula 2001 products today.
That Corvette the Purelator is going to give away will be awarded at the Corvette Museum in Bowling Green, Kentucky when they have their grand opening on September 1st. We'll show you that drive for the winter sweepstakes again later on in today's telecast.
Bowling Green, Kentucky. That's about 50 miles from Owensboro, Kentucky.
The world-famous home of
the Moonlight Barbecue Inn.
And Darrell Waltrip.
Oh, and Darrell Waltrip. God, I forgot it.
While we were away at break, Joe Bessie made his presence on pit road. He was running a very competitive second place, but apparently he had some kind of problem. They raised the hood and worked on the car a little bit.
It looked like they worked around the distributor area like it was a plug wire. I don't know if it was or not.
Joe Bessie had a sticking throttle, we were told.
Joe Bessie had the sticking throttle. I knew there was one car in there that had a sticking throttle. Thanks, guys, for bailing me out.
That might be why he's going through the corners so well a while ago.
Right, he's got it.
He couldn't lift.
Whoa!
Mike Stefanik's Auto Palace Sunoco Chevy being pulled back to the garage area. And I'm corrected, Joe Bessie's car is a Chevy, not a Pontiac.
He's back in again. Whatever it was is sticking pretty bad. It's aggravating him.
45-mile-an-hour speed limit down pit road today.
What Joe's telling us is they don't run near as good now, so they're going to fix where it sticks again.
Well, it looks like you're taking the air cleaner off or working on it to try to get a little more clearance. See him going backwards on the nut there on top of the air cleaner, trying to give it a little more space from the bottom side.
Well, we're going green this time, so Bessie had better hustle.
Yeah, he had.
He's out of here.
Watch his pit road
now
speed.
He's got to watch going down pit road is right.
Easy, buddy.
Pace car still out. About to make that sharp left turn. There it goes, and here comes the field. So Bessie will be able to stay on the lead lap.
Boy, he's going to have to go pretty hard, though. You get a bunch of cars like this, even on a mile track, and as flat as it is, you have a lot of draft. The cars, when they're hooked up together, they run a lot faster than a car out there by itself.
We're back under green. The front two cars, Kelly Moore is a V6 powered machine, and Martin Truex is a V8, first and second place.
Well, Dave Dion, he got himself in a pinch coming off a 2 over there, but he survived the deal. About 4 wide off a 2.
Interesting matchup here. They say the V6 powered cars carry about 45 more pounds on the nose due to those extra 2 cylinders. And they figured on a hot day that might burn up the right front tire on a V8 powered car, but let's see where, if anywhere, Truex has an advantage.
They're black flagging someone, and it was a terrible restart, and I think some cars passed on the wrong side. What happened?
Well, lucky number 13, Ted Christopher, passed on the left side before the green flag. And so he'll be called in for a consultation. Modified racer out of Connecticut. Mike Wallace trying to move up. Barry Owens, number 9.
Well, that team's really turned on, hasn't it?
Wow.
They've come around and won a couple of races and become very competitive.
He moves underneath Bob Brunel out of Peru, New York.
You know, Darrell, we're talking about Wallace there. He's got the confidence now. He's won a couple of times, and when you get that momentum going, it's a lot easier to drive that race car and stay up front. Once you feel that you can do it, it's so much easier.
Christopher's made his pit stop, and he is back out. He's still on the lead lap.
Hey, you know, buddy, I've said many times, there's a lot of guys that could be winners if they could just ever win that first one. But it's like Jimmy Spencer. I'm interested to see how kind of a reaction we'll have from him over the next few weeks. It makes you a different racer.
Good battle here, mid-pack. 17 is Bob Brunel, the Richmond Restaurant Pontiac. If you move a little deeper, there's 73 Brian Ross. And there on the right, that Schrader trying to move up and go back up front.
Looks like Truex is a little bit quicker through the center part of the corner. They hit the straightaway. The 47 car of Kelly Moore is just a rocket ship. It really gets down the straightaway well.
V6 versus the V8.
That's probably the difference in the torque of the two engines. The V8's got a little bit more torque to get it off the corner. The 6-cylinder got a little bit more straightaway speed with that same gear ratio in both cars.
Here's Tommy Rosati and Alan Avery's Tic Tac 09 trying to move up. He's working there against the number 30, Danny Doyle, out of Plymouth, Connecticut. Let's check with Randy.
Well, Tom Rosati started 8th, guys, but under that caution, he noticed that he had a right side tire going down. He couldn't tell which one, but he knew it was going down, had to get it off. Now, we documented earlier that these guys only get 2 tires a race. So they came in, they changed 2 right sides, they went to NASCAR, they documented that it was a right front, but NASCAR says they can only change a right front, so they're only going to give him 1 more tire from here on in. So a tough break for Tom Rosati. Next time, the best he can do is change 1 tire.
Well, he's got to get 136 laps out of these then.
You know, Mike, that's a problem with the bias ply tire. Any rocks or any debris on the racetrack, you're going to have a lot of cut tires and a lot of flat tires. I'm sure that happened probably under the caution. You run over something, cut the tire down.
Do not adjust your set. The 94 Steve Hoddick, the car is that bright. It's I guess the best word for it is distinctive.
Or bright enough to be ugly. One of the two.
I don't know, buddy. I like distinctive, okay? The Equity Pace Ford. Steve Hoddick out of Cheektowaga, New York, near Buffalo.
Yeah, I thought that's where he was from.
All right, back up front.
Boy, Mike, I'm glad you live up this way.
Kelly Moore from Scarborough, Maine.
Can you see me and Baker doing this race by ourselves?
Wait just a second. I do have an observation here. Dragons moved into the picture frame here. That car is really getting around the corners well. And they told me the further they go under a green flag run, the better off their car is. And I tell you, Bobby Dragon is a force in any race that he gets into, but he really loves this racetrack.
He's a multi-time champion up here on the North Circuit. His brother, Armin Beaver Dragon, also a very successful racer. And Bobby, the Tallarico Auto Dealerships, they picked up sponsorship from them this year. And also from a snowshoe company.
Boy, I looked at this thing. That's a mean piece of equipment. They got claws on the bottom of that thing, make a bear look like a baby.
Tubbs Snowshoes. Now, if you can sell snowshoes in July in New England,
you've done something.
Imagine.
Yeah, maybe you ought to try snowmobiles.
Here's the Blount Seafood, number 56, Martin Truex. Tried modified racing, and then moved into the full-bodied cars, where he has done really well this season with a raft of top 10 finishes, 3 top 10s in the last 5 races for Truex.
You know, Mike, several years ago, I went up into Maine there for some races at one of Squires' tracks. They told me this guy named Beaver won all the races. So I went up there looking for Beaver, and I got up there, I found a dragon.
Oh, man.
the prosecutor is coming, Darrell. The next
I'm
knock on the door will be the prosecutor. Here's Joe Bessie trying to work his way back up through the field, moving up on the TGI Fridays Chevy of Ken Wallace out of Pennsylvania. This is for 34th position. Now, rather, Bessie is now being shown by scoring as a lap down. We'll double-check that.
Yeah, he went a lap down there just a little bit ago.
So that battle not for position. Let's check with Glenn Jarrett.
Well, Mike, we saw Joe come out of the pits in front of the field. He had one of the quickest cars, but boy, what a bad day he's having. In their efforts to repair that sticking throttle, they think now that they have knocked the secondary linkage off the thing. It's only operating on 2 barrels, so that's why he lost the lap. That's why he continues to fall through the field. 2-barrel carburetor won't get it on a mile racetrack.
No, sir. Here comes the 30 car of Denny Doyle, late model racer at Stafford, Connecticut, trying to break into the Busch Series. Richards Corporation, Oldsmobile. And we're back up front again.
Well, they seem to have established a packing order here right now. They're just following each other. I'm sure they're just taking time, you know, to really feel out each other, see where the strong points are, because the 3 of these cars have moved away quite a distance from the 4th place car.
Yeah, long gap back. It's half a straightaway.
What we're into right now is that tire management mode. You got to take care of your tires. You only get 2 more, and so you got to take care of them.
And we'll be back to New Hampshire International Speedway live on TNN with the Busch North and the Modifieds after this.
The most explosive 30 minutes on television. NHRA Today, Saturdays and Sundays only on TNN Motorsports. 11-time world champion, Nature Boy, Ric Flair. Will Flair
Flair wrestle Hogan? It's never happened before. Will it happen now? Is this the big one?
The big one?
Find out at WCW's Back at the Beach, Sunday, July 17th, live and only on pay-per-view.
Cool.
Join WCW's Beach Bash at home on pay-per-view.
Catch all of the action of the 1994 Crossweight Memorial Fishing Tournament on Paragon Cable. Honda Cars of Bradenton, Galati Marine and Roballo, and Paragon Cable have joined together to bring you an hour special on the tournament, its history, plenty of fishing, the weigh-ins, and the awards. Tune in at 7 p.m. to Paragon Cable Channel 21 on any Wednesday in June, July, or August, and catch all of the action.
New leader, Martin Truex. They must have radioed him that we'd gone to commercial, so he made his move on Kelly Moore through the magic videotape. I'm going to show you what happened here. It was down the back straightaway as they raced off into turn number 3 when Truex took advantage and jumped to the inside.
You know, the reason he did it while we were away is he didn't think anybody would see what he's going to do.
Okay, they're coming out
well,
on the back straightaway, and you can see he really makes a move here. He takes the preferred line getting into turn 3 here. Once you get that far up, the outside man has to lift, and you get right on by.
It appeared from up here, you know, before watching on tape that they might have touched a little bit, but that was a nice pass. And old Beaver, no, that's not Beaver, that's Bobby. Bobby's hanging right there with him. I think he's pretty quick, too.
I think Dragon may be the sleeper in this field. These 3 cars have really distanced the rest of the pack. There's about 2/3 of a straightaway before you get back to Keith Flamel, number 98, who's the 4th place car. He's 3.6 seconds back of the lead trio. And 5th place, number 19, Mike Wallace, carrying 19 today.
Boy, Joe Bessie's off the pace a bunch there. You see the lead cars put him a lap down, and he's having a terrible time with that throttle hanging on.
Yeah, I think he's going to have to bring that thing back in the pits.
2 laps down. There's Mike Wallace in the midst of this battle for 4th place. Just ahead of him is Keith Lamell. Out of Essex Junction, Vermont, the Lamell Lumber, number 98.
There's the big difference in Mike Wallace this year and last year. He overdrove last year. This year he has a lot of patience, a lot of maturity. He gets the most out of his race car, and he's moving up through the field here. You notice the car is real clean on both sides. He's just picking them off one at a time, and he's coming towards the front.
And with those 2 is Tom Bowles, number 76, the Bowles Motors Chevy out of Ellington, Connecticut. That's a V6 as well. He was the runner-up for Rookie of the Year last year, and he had a lot of success this season.
You know, I was going to say about Mike Wallace that I wouldn't count him out of this show just yet, because he's used to running these bigger racetracks, and that car has been handling awful well the last several races back home. So same car he went to Milwaukee with, he told me this morning. So I would look for a lot of good things out of that car today.
A lot of traffic here. Jimmy Spencer, number 64, and you're riding along with him.
He drives his brother's car a lot better than he drives his own. Did you notice that?
The Duraloop Chevy.
Well, I don't know. He's fixing to make it 3. He was fixing to make it 4 deep going in the corner there. I think Jimmy Spencer's got a unique way of getting around, but he better... Oh, man, he's on the inside there.
Boy, he almost got a chunk of John Preston.
Doggy Cam stuck his head back in the window just for a second there.
That's Robbie Crouch in the Valvoline number 6, and Brian Ross. Ooh, Dick McCabe put his snowplow underneath there, and at yellow number 0, and almost widened things up a bit.
You know what Buddy said, he had a unique way of getting around here? He was on the apron.
Yeah.
pretty unique.
We was talking to some guys yesterday, and they couldn't figure out which car Jimmy Spencer was in, and one guy said, I went in the corner, and I seen a car going through the corner with all 4 tires smoking, and I knew right away who was in it.
Yeah. Said he was just ringing the right rear off it. So here's Spencer in 20th, make that now 19th position. A lot of well-wishers congratulating Spencer up here this week on his Daytona win.
Yeah, I think that's a popular win. Anytime you have a new winner on the circuit. Well, we have a spin and 4 up here.
One car.
That is Jimmy Spencer going
yes,
side.
It is.
Well, no, it's not. It's 54, pardon me.
GG Gravel out of Groton, Mass. The Down East Drilling Pontiac. Spun up in turn number 4. Didn't see any contact.
No, I didn't either.
You don't have to have a lot of contact here. You on a flat racetrack like this, if you get in that corner just a little bit hard, you'll do the rest yourself. You don't have to have any help. How'd you say that? Gigi?
Gigi.
Gigi, okay.
Gigi Gravel.
We'll be back, have a look at what happened, and recap where we are after caution. 31 of 150 laps are complete. The modifieds coming up.
You know you don't have to do this, Frank.
A man's gotta do what a man's gotta do. There's a killer out there. Silent knock.
Today you don't hear the knocks and pings that affect your car's performance. You just lose power.
So long, lost power. Hasta la vista, hesitation. Let's take this herd north.
Oh, Frank.
Feel the power. 104 Plus Octane Boost.
In New Britain, Connecticut, people know how to make a home worth more.
The Hummels are doing a new deck.
Because New Britain is also the home of Stanley.
Frank is redoing his roof.
And nobody has more innovative ways to make a house more livable.
Liz is redoing her bathroom.
Or more valuable.
And the Sandelskis are redoing everything.
Ever wish you had a better house?
So, Arnold,
Why not get started on the one you've got?
what are we doing?
Every day, we all find a way. A promise made, a promise kept, giving it our best.
Napa, we're the most complete source for auto parts. And all Napa parts are backed by a nationwide warranty program. No wonder more Americans trust Napa to keep their vehicles running.
We keep America running. We keep America running.
Today's exclusive coverage of the Auto Palace Slick 50 150 on TNN is brought to you by Napa. We keep America running.
Welcome back to New Hampshire. Mike Joy with Buddy Baker and Darrell Waltrip. Glenn Jarrett and Randy Pemberton in the pits. Two cars being held for passing under the caution. Here's a look at Bobby Dragon.
Our old buddy Dave Dion, he hadn't made any noise yet, has he? He usually runs right up front in these kind of races.
Don't give up on him. The longer he runs, the faster he goes.
Yeah.
I've run against him many a time, and you'd think he's out of the race, and all of a sudden you look up and he's ahead of you.
Always had the ugliest old Fords that I ever saw in my life.
Yeah.
But they
Here's a look at Bobby Dragon's car. It goes around on the tail of that car. Trust me, but it's on the deck lid of the car. Tubbs snowshoes. Now, it's 92 degrees here yesterday. They got guys walking around the garage area showing off snowshoes. Well, so who's the biggest hunter and fisherman in the garage area? There's Dale Earnhardt getting his new snowshoes from Bobby Dragon.
Just what Dale needs.
And there's a car here. Dick McCabe is sponsored by Fisher Snowplows. And there was a car here sponsored by Sugarloaf Ski Area. I mean, things are different here in New England.
They really are. I've found that to be true. These people eat a lot of lobster. I know that.
There are the snowshoes.
Tubbs.
I'll say one thing. If you get lost here, it's a treat. It's a beautiful country.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's
really
absolutely wonderful. I rode through the country yesterday. Great.
Yeah. And you know, this racetrack is an absolute asset to this state. To have this racetrack here and the Bear family, the way they promoted this thing, and I think it's really brought this this whole state something that they can be proud of. And this is a beautiful facility.
Tomorrow, the Slick 5300, Loud, New Hampshire. Here, Old DW is running pretty well.
Oh, baby, I'm telling you, we're smoking.
Some changes on your team this week?
Yeah, you know, we adjusted our lineup a little bit. Changed the rotation around, and the guys, I got some great guys on the team, and Pete is going to be great for us, and of course Claude Queen has been in the engine room for a long time, and we're not going to miss a beat. I think we'll be as good, if not a whole lot better.
Well, Darrell, sometimes it just takes a change, whether it's good or bad. You just need to do something. things are not working. And, you know, Barry Dotson's a very capable man. It's just one of those things, chemistry don't always work.
No, it really doesn't. We were having a tough time.
We are back under green. Martin Truex steps it out, and a couple of lap cars are going to get the measure of Kelly Moore. Mike Stefanik, quite a few laps down after spending time in the garage, and Bobby Dragon takes second away from Kelly Moore.
You said exactly right. He took it away.
He did.
He didn't leave any question whether he wanted position or not going through there. That's quite a move there.
Boy.
See Mike Wallace dropping back here. He didn't get in the corner very well. Looks like he's having a little bit of problem. Might have a little bit of tire buildup or something there.
Yeah, that's what I think.
He's right behind Tommy Bowles as they come past. And just ahead of Andy Santerre, that's the Sugarloaf Ski Area car. And Santerre's moving up in the O'Connor Motorsports number 15.
So you take a guy like...
There's a little contact.
Yeah, Schrader. See, Schrader or Mike Wallace are kind of at a disadvantage. They don't know how these guys race. They don't know if they're going to give you room to get in the corner or not. So they kind of, both of them I've noticed, have been real tentative when it comes to racing somebody down in a turn.
Well, if they're not going to give you any room, I guess you have to take it sometime.
Well, there's room here to do a little taking.
Yep. And that they do.
But what goes around comes around, so you got to be ready for that too.
I've heard you say that many a time. Let's check down in the pit area. Here's Randy.
Well, guys, you notice that there weren't any cars really in the pits under caution. That's because they only have 2 right side tires. We've talked about that. They can take them on anytime during the race. I talked with Kevin Cranmer, and he's Martin Truex's crew chief. I asked him, when do you think they would pit? Well, they can run right around 100 miles. That's about typical for Winston Cup and Busch cars in general. Right around 100 miles, I said, will you pit then? He said, we'll have to pit for gas right about then. That's when we'll take on our 2 right side tires. So typically up and down pit road, look around 90 to lap 110. You'll see these guys coming in, fueling up, and taking on 2 rights.
Thanks, Randy.
Well, you see Mike Wallace there. He's trying to do everything he can because he's got a lot of company there. Santerre's right on his back bumper, and Jamie Albee has moved up into contention now. He's the 3rd car right behind Mike Wallace there. You see the 41 car. Albee's really on the move right now. Last year, he led the race quite a bit, and he looks like he's getting himself up towards the front right now.
Jeff Spraker's car goes behind the wall as we complete 39 laps. Tom Bowles leading Mike Wallace, last week's Milwaukee winner. Bowles in 76 there.
Yeah, I think what Mike is kind of aggravated at himself for letting him get by. I think Mike felt like he's a little quicker, and he made a good move on him going in the corner down here. I believe Mike thinks he ought to be back in front of him.
And second place is swapped once again. Here's Kelly Moore in the Pennzoil Jordan Lumber number 47 Chevy, back in front of Bobby Dragon.
You know, it's unusual to see a black Pennzoil car. Yeah. I wonder if that's is that his all the time sponsor?
Well, it's his all the time colors.
Yeah, it is. It's true. So
while we sort this out, we got a nice race for first and second going on there.
All right, Martin Truex is out in front of the field by about 1.5 seconds. This battle is for second place. There's the separation. Back to second and third.
Oh, Martin said, "I'll just see you boys later."
Yes. Yeah, I think the Lobster's ready. He's taking the seafood car on down the road.
He is leaving from here.
Where were we last night? The Pasquani Inn. Now the inn on Newfound Lake.
You're my interpreter up
away.
here. I just eat when we get there. I don't try to pronounce anything up here.
I asked the guy where the Kawasaki Lake was, and I've been in trouble ever since.
Look, I live in a town called Pequannock. I mean, if you can spell that, you can pronounce just about anything.
Oh,
Spencer, 3 wide.
Do it.
Nobody's told Jimmy how narrow this racetrack is.
Do it, Jumbo. Do it.
Pulling up on Jeff Berry.
Junior stand up on top of his truck saying, "I don't want to take this aggressive."
No. And a crash. 86. Anthony Rainone piles into the 94 of Steve Hoddick. Kind of hard not to see Hoddick's car.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those deals.
No,
that's in the preferred line there, and I'm sure he was looking at the car in front of him, and all of a sudden he's there, and it just didn't have time to do anything about it.
I meant the color was vibrant, not that Rainone was in heavy traffic.
Yeah.
And somebody probably zigged, and he didn't have time to zag.
Boy, that was a hard lick. Look at the back of this car, how hard it hit. It moved the rear end housing over about a foot.
Yeah.
Steve Hoddick had spun down at the bottom of turn number 3, waiting for traffic to clear. Got pummeled by Anthony Rainone, whose white machine sits up there to the left. Ray Noen moving around in his car. We'll be back to update you on what's happened here in just a moment.
People ask me to endorse the strangest things. A green recliner? Not much of a sitter. I like going fast. 68 Shelby, and there's only about 300 and some odd made. This car rips. Pure oil now. Keeping them up's half the fun. They all get Pure Later filters. Pure oil later. I snag them from the track. Legends live. Pure Later, Pure Later.
No matter how much you know about cars, there are times when you could use a little friendly advice. At Advance Auto Parts, we're trained to answer almost any question about cars, including how to reattach a parking brake retaining spring.
Introducing a whole new reason to fall in love with Pizza Hut. Now when you order any medium or large pizza at menu price, you get free salad, free breadsticks, and dessert pizza, it's free too. What am I to do? You can come on down to Pizza Hut, because a deal this good is love at first sight.
What, is this your idea of excitement? Let me tell you about exciting, okay? Driving around a racetrack at over 200 miles an hour, that's exciting. These are just flakes.
Well, what do you think?
These are really good. They're crispy, too.
Really?
Yeah, they're mighty good even with nothing on them. What are they?
Hey, Charlie.
Yeah.
Kellogg's Corn Flakes?
How could I be so dumb?
You got 500 miles to think about it.
Kellogg's is proud to sponsor NASCAR champion Terry Labonte.
Tonight on the Nashville Network, right after Grand Ole Opry Live. Shades of Rockin' Robin, Chicken. It's another terrific Statler Brothers show featuring Cleve Francis. That's not an apropos description of the Statler Brothers show, Cleve.
Saying you're leaving so much easier.
That's easy for you to say, Farron Young, on a tongue-tied hee-haw show. Tonight on TNN.
Welcome back to New Hampshire. Anthony Ray Noen climbed out of his Pontiac with heavy front-end damage. There you see it being towed to the garage area. Tough day for the Shirtworks team. And let's show you again what happened. There's Hoddick.
Well, he's sitting very, very still right there. He starts to come down just a little bit, thinks better, and he, oh man, that's as hard as you can hit on this racetrack right there.
I think what happened from looking at it, Ray Noen was going into the corner and already had a car outside him.
Yeah.
As he went in.
Now that I watch it a little bit, I think he thought the other car was going to go ahead and coast on off the racetrack, and he checked up on the brake pedal, and he had already committed to go on the apron there, and that was what got them together there.
45 laps complete. Ted Christopher back out after a pit stop. And Hoddick out of his car, so they are going to tow it back to the garage area as well.
Mike, I noticed one thing I noticed is the safety crew did an excellent job. There were 5 ambulances on the scene and a couple of records. I mean, the guys hadn't even stopped rolling good until they were right there. That's a real confidence builder and encouragement for guys that set up in the grandstand or in the pits today and watching this thing.
Right.
Knowing you're going to get some help quick.
You know, next year, Darryl, look at the top of the screen, that Laconia grandstand. They're going to have to open it for Saturday next year. This place is packed.
Yeah, this is a great racetrack and a great facility, and I love coming here. The food is wonderful, and the atmosphere is wonderful, and the people are so glad to see you. It's a great place to come to.
Well, here's a look at the suites atop the Laconia grandstand. That'll be open and packed tomorrow. The race is a sellout. Slick 5300. There's Rick Fuller, the defending national modified champion. He's about to put the pedal to that one when we come back.
If you think what you're watching now is excitement, stick around because you're going to see it.
In Floyd's Knobs, Indiana, people drive from miles around just to see Don Ballard.
Because when it comes to car repair, well, there's not much he can't fix. You see, Don's the type of guy who believes that doing a job right and saving money go hand in hand. So he begins each job with a trip to AutoZone. Sure, it's a 20-mile drive. There are other parts stores along the way. But for Don, when it comes to getting the right part for the right price, there's just no place better than AutoZone.
I bought my car new in 1970. I drove a hockey team a 190-mile round trip 3 times a week.
Haviland Formula 3 from Texaco.
I took good care of it. And when I reached 300,000, I thought, I've got to be a pretty good car.
No other leading motor oil offers more complete protection to help your car run better, last longer.
Secret to long life is regular maintenance for me and my car.
Haviland Formula 3. Why add just any motor oil? Add more life to your car.
You just spray it on.
You just spray it on.
New Quicksilver Wheel Cleaner from Armor All. Just spray it on, and then just spray it off.
That's it? That's it.
Quicksilver Wheel Cleaner.
Peerless Faucet didn't come up with the idea for a spout long and high enough to reach over and into large objects. We merely adapted it for the kitchen. High-rise faucet designs by Peerless. Get more out of your faucet than just water.
Sunday on TNN Motorsports.
In last year's New England racing debut, Winston Cup etched a lasting impression right from the start. Then the racing got real as the stock car stars convincingly christened the track. In the end, Rusty Wallace won the race and Winston Cup won their hearts. From the New Hampshire International Speedway, it's the Slick 5300, 1 p.m. noon Central.
See you there. Sunday on TNN.
48 laps completed, New Hampshire, under very overcast, cloudy skies, and the caution flag right now. This one for the 2-car crash in turns 3 and 4, Steve Hoddick and Anthony Rainone. Martin Truex out in front. Here is Dick McCabe, the long Pontiac Fisher snowplow machine. Randy?
Well, we talked earlier about Martin Truex not wanting to pit till about lap 100 to take on his right side tires. Several cars did pit under that last caution, and here I've got a problem. Dick McCabe, this is the right front. Darrell, buddy, you can see this. All you fans out there, this tire is chunking. Looks like it's blistered up quite a bit. That's after 45 laps. The only thing I can do is pose a question, Darrell and Buddy. What do you think about that? I don't know what they can do.
Well, I've got one observation. They better be glad the sun's not out today if it's doing that under the clouds that we have here. And the other thing is, Darrell, he may have a pushing condition that's causing that car to tear that right front up like that.
Yeah, well, there's a number of things it could be. Just looking at the tire from up here, it appeared to have too much air in it. If you notice, those chunks are right through the middle of the tire, and that's usually from a buildup, air pressure buildup. A radial tire is a little more controllable than a bias tire, so probably an adjustment in the air pressure, maybe take a little bite out of the car so it's not pushing the right front, and I don't think you need to look around and see if some more people are having trouble. That could be kind of a random problem.
NASCAR has now amended the tire rule. They're going to allow each team an additional 2 right side tires for this race.
Well, that's a good thing about a tire rule. I mean, it's a great rule, but if you got a problem, and I'd be interested to know if it's a different tire than they've been running here or not, but if it got a problem, they can waive the rule, and it's the same for everybody.
Now, you see on the lineup here, before they come to the green flag, the cars that have been lapped can come all the way up to the second place car, but they can't get even with the lead car, so it's an advantage to stay in the lead as much as you possibly can on this racetrack.
Yeah, you know, it's not a bad rule. Really not getting up there and messing with the leader is not a bad rule. One thing it keeps you from doing, it just almost guarantees you're not going to get a lap back real quick, because the leader's going to get a big jump and you're not going to get that lap back real quick, and that may be part of the method to the madness. I don't know.
We're back under green, and we're told this is the same compound spec McCreary tire they use at this track and have used all season on these cars. Green flag, Martin Truex, and Kelly Moore's with him this time.
Yeah, Mike Wallace, he just cannot get a good restart. I don't know what the problem is. He kind of fell back a little bit then. The car gets...
Oh!
This isn't a...
Ooh, man.
Ouch. We're back under yellow. And I believe Kelly Moore just barely beat Truex back to the line. A little casual contact there as 2 cars spin up at turn number 3. This will be Steve Nowakowski out of East Hampton, Connecticut, the Classic Auto Chevy.
Pontiac.
Pontiac, I'm sorry.
That's a Pontiac.
Well, that's the one. That's because that's the other car. That's John Swanson in the Northeast Pontiac.
That's just a little more casual contact there, boys. That's a lot of sheet metal damage there. See the pieces trying to fall off on the racetrack there. That's another reason they put the caution out.
Yeah, you know, it doesn't look like the cars are going that fast. I mean, it's a 1 mile racetrack, probably entering that turn at 150 miles an hour, thereabouts. So when there's contact, it's pretty heavy, even though it doesn't look that bad from here.
Let's show it to you again.
It looks like the car on the inside there, this guy in a little bit tough. He goes up. Several cars really get very close. Second car comes in there, loses control, and spins right into him.
Nowakowski was the car, 99 was the car that spun.
Darrell, that looked like he got in there a little hot and maybe jamming the brakes on and threw the back end around on the car.
Yeah, brake balance is a real issue on a track like this because you do use a lot of brake, but because of the high speed, you don't want to lock those rear wheels up, and that looked like what could have happened to that car.
A number of the cars on the lead lap have pitted under this caution at lap 52 or 1/3 distance. Now, there's Kelly Moore's crew waiting for him. They had the gas can in the air, but Kelly did not pit.
You notice since they waived the tire rule, we got tire changes.
Yes.
All of a sudden, everybody's changing tires.
Now that you get four tires, 2 at lap 50 and 2 at lap 100 for some of these teams. There's Jeff Berry.
Mike, the real observation, though, the front cars are not worried about that one particular car that was blistering tires. You notice they're staying out on the racetrack, the lead bunch. They feel like track position is more important than taking on tires right now.
I think so. Let's check with Glenn. He's in Kelly Moore's pit.
Well, Mike, I checked with his crew chief, and they said they weren't having any tire problems. The car was a little tight. Then they told me a while ago they were going to come in on the next lap. They were going to put 2 right sides on. They were going to wait till lap 75, but after that tire rule change, like Darrell says, they decided to change tires. But then they come back and told me, now we're going to wait and see what the leader does. So I'm not sure they know. I know for sure I don't.
Well, you got 3 fast cars at the front of the field, and it's just like on Sundays in Winston Cup. If one pits, they all pit. If nobody makes a move, nobody's going in.
No, this is a monkey see, monkey do business. It's that way all across the board.
And the other thing, if you come in and those lead cars stay out, that track position is so important here. It's hard to pass people here, no matter if you do have new tires or not.
Yeah, most of these spins are not happening at the front of the field.
I think instead of 200-mile-an-hour tape, I think these guys bought 130-mile-an-hour tape. That or they're going to need a lot more of it.
That is what you call a bumper shoot right there.
Yeah, in the wind tunnel, that'd be called don't bring it in.
Yeah, right.
Well, getting set for the restart.
Joe Bessie must have got his car fixed. He's really aggressively made his way up to the front of that inside line like he wants to try to get a lap back. I got to think he's 3 or 4 down.
3 laps.
I really like this rule where you can't get up beside the lead car.
I love it.
There's got to be an advantage for putting enough effort in to lead the race. I think you ought to have something.
I totally agree. I've never agreed with letting the guy that's a lap down get up beside the leader and take him out in the first turn. It just doesn't make sense.
Down into turn 1, we're back under green. Kelly Moore up the outside, and now Bobby Dragon goes to the high line around Bessie.
Joe just thought he had it fixed.
Well, they just black flag Bessie. Jumping the restart.
Not too good.
And Swanson 25.
Yeah, he's coming down pit road. You see him on the inside there.
Here comes Mike Wallace against Tommy Bowles and Andy Santerre.
I was going to say, this is the best restart Mike Wallace has had. He made a real nice jump there on the restart. He got plenty of company. See Santerre there. This little boy is really aggressive and a tremendous driver. I can't wait to see him get in Busch Grand National for real.
You know, I believe Mike Wallace now knows that he's got another set of tires. He's going to stand on the gas. I think he was saving tires, and that's why he's just kind of really taking it easy. But I think that car is going to move right on up to the front.
Here comes Wallace. Andy Santerre will tuck right in with him. Santerre, 25 years old, out of Augusta, Maine.
You know, Mike, I've told you a lot of times you can tell a real race car driver. He's got a look in his eye, and that boy has that look.
I think he does.
And what I like, you know, what I look at is if a guy knows where he is. And I don't mean that, that's not to be funny. He knows where he is on the racetrack. He knows where the other guy is. He knows where he is. It's a track awareness that very few drivers have.
Big pack of traffic here. Dick McCabe in the 0 trying to move up. And
And second place, Dick McCabe battling Kelly Moore.
No,
I'm sorry, Bobby Dragon.
Yeah.
I was still on the shot we had a minute ago. That was so exciting. All right, Kelly Moore and Bobby Dragon.
okay. No, I'll buy that. Yeah. You know these guys a lot better than we do. And I know if you can get me confused, I can think about that poor guy at home.
Boy, Dragon's just locked right on to him.
Oh, yeah. He's in a draft.
Mike Wallace and Andy Santerre. This is 5th and 6th place. And 4th place, number 98, Keith Lamel.
Well, we're talking about all these guys racing right here. The reason we're not talking about Martin Truex is he's in another area code right now. He's going down the back straightaway while they're fighting in the corners.
Boy,
Teddy
Spencer, Jimmy Spencer's working his way up through there, too.
Yep, Spencer's up to the top 10. A couple of good battles here.
I think you see some of these guys, I think turned the wick up a little bit when that tire rule got waived. I really do.
Yep. How much of this closeness, Darrell, is due to this gear rule?
Well, I'd say, you know, with the difference in the two engines, Truex has got the V8, and obviously it likes the 456 gear. The 6-cylinder is probably a little lazy off the corner, but I'm going to say that that's a real equalizer. Maybe if you build an engine specifically for that gear rule for this racetrack, you would have an advantage.
Oh, man. I'm going to tell everybody why I made that sound. Wallace got into the car in front of him just a little bit. Santerre's making a move on him right now on the inside. He has a preferred line. He should be able to get right on by Mike Wallace.
Yeah, he's an opportunist. When Mike Wallace got into Keith Lamel, Santerre went for it, and boy, Wallace got loose there.
Yeah, Mike's really driving hard now. I think he wants to see if he can get up there and race these guys, and he's made a couple of really aggressive moves.
Here's Brian Ross in 73 and Robbie Crouch in the Valvoline number 6. Moving on Dale Shaw, who has not shown us much today.
No, he hadn't made much move to the front like he said he was going to do.
They're 10 seconds behind the leader. Yellow flag. One car is spun at turn 3. It's the number 1 of John Preston.
Man, he's got a left rear flat on that car. That's why he's sitting down there. But it looks like he's had a little more contact than just that left rear.
The Wyalusing Hotel number 1 Oldsmobile with Tony Vecchio. We'll be right back to Loudon, New Hampshire after this.
Fall in love all over again with the Statler Brothers and guests Cleve Francis and Crystal Gale. The Statler Brothers, TNN tonight.
Speedway, the South's fastest short track. DeSoto Speedway, the South's fastest short track, has something for you every Saturday night. And it's awesome. Late model sportsman, open wheel modified, straight stock, modified minis, your stock minis, and a limited schedule of pro figure 8. Always free parking and great food at DeSoto Speedway.
Today's best value, not at an import store. Motor Trend Prism easily surpasses Honda's best effort to date. The 1994 Geo Prism. A special offer, no money down, $189 a month. Air conditioning, tinted glass, body side molding, power steering, the safety of dual airbags, and more. No money down, $189 a month. A special offer, but you must act soon. See one of your Gulf Coast Chevrolet Geo dealers today.
62 laps complete here at New Hampshire International Speedway. The leaders are pitting as you watch from Jimmy Spencer's car. Martin Truex, Kelly Moore, Bobby Dragon, Keith Lamel, Andy Santerre, Tom Bowles, Jamie Obey, and Jerry Marquis all coming in.
I would wonder, does this put them within a window of not having to pit again?
For fuel, probably. For tires, doubtful. Here's Glenn.
Well, Mike, they are filling it up with racing fuel. They are going to the right side to change those right side tires. There are no problems on Kelly Moore's car, as his crew chief Steve Sullivan pointed out a while ago. Pretty good pit stop, but he stalled the car. Now he's got it refired. Mike Wallace has beat him out. Looks like Mike's crew and Jimmy Spencer goes by, so Kelly lost a lot of valuable time there as he stalled the car getting out of the pits. Martin Truex also now leading. He's way behind, so shuffled things up pretty well.
And trouble on Jamie Obey. His car is being pushed and is not running.
Mike, that's the longest moment in racing right there. When you have the clutch out and they're pushing and it won't fire, it seems like 2 months while they're pushing on that thing.
Jamie won up here previously with a V8. He's now gone to a V6, and it is not pumping.
Uh-oh. This don't look good.
It's got black smoke for it. They're telling him to bump it, and he thought they said pump it. So he's kind of flooded, I think.
Well, the bad part is when they get to the end of the pit road, they got to go back the other way with it. That's it.
It
fired right on right at the paddle there.
Right with the pace car coming. If you use a starter, if you put the thing in like second gear and use a starter, it'll kick over after a while.
Look who we have as the new leader. Ken Schrader's up in #1 spot now. He made a pit stop just a little while ago, and now he's in first place.
A little earlier under green, let's show you what happened between Jimmy Spencer and the 13 of Ted Christopher in turn 2.
This is when I made a comment about Jimmy was getting a little bit aggressive. Turning the wick up, I said. It ain't over yet.
Oh, Christopher, a little loose there.
Yo.
Well, he was nice enough to straighten him up.
Yeah. Let me introduce myself. Here's my calling card.
Yeah.
Well, let's show it to you. Show you what Jimmy saw.
Well, you could. You heard him check up 2 or 3 times.
Oh, yeah.
That's as much as Spencer's ever going to back off to anybody.
Yeah, he counts to 3, and if you're not out of the way, woe be unto you.
They don't call him Mr. Patience. But Buddy's right. He did try to check out the throttle a couple of times.
That's a good effort.
Before something happened there.
That's a good effort. I like what Junior said. He said he didn't want to do anything to take his aggressiveness away from him.
Like he could.
Not to worry.
Obviously, Junior had been watching him like we have. He came with that aggressiveness.
Oh, yes. He inherited it.
That's right.
His dad was a fierce modified driver.
I've heard great stories about him and his dad and his brother now.
Well, they have this big junkyard. That's a family business.
Yeah.
And the rumor is it started with just all theirs and everybody else's race car. At the end of the day, they just tow them and put them out back, and pretty soon they had a junkyard.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's only a story.
Have you ever heard about the demolition derbies they had over there at the racetrack?
I have run in one.
You are one?
Yeah.
I are one.
You didn't know it was a demolition derby when you started.
Richard Childress said, I think my car is dead. The radio won't work anymore. He hit so hard it broke the radio.
Somebody, they're realigning here. Now supposed to be up by that leader.
All right, 64 laps complete. This will go 150, and then the modifieds take the track.
And we got to do all the talking we can do now because the modifieds are so fast. We won't have much time.
It's like going through Burbick, where Jimmy Spencer's from. Don't blink or you'll miss her.
Yeah.
But they have one of the best football teams in the country over there. I guess they've been #1 several times.
Well, they all run like Spencer does. That's no surprise.
Spencer played on that team. That's where he got his aggressiveness from, I guess.
All right, new faces up at the front. Kenny Schrader. Wheels Discount Auto Supply Chevy. That's the Mike and Harry Grieche car out of Granby, Connecticut. Mike McLaughlin drove that car here last year, and he's won a bunch of races with it. And Tom Rosati, the former Oxford 250 winner, driving Alan Avery's car right behind. 09.
You see Schrader coming off that corner there. You would think that with the lead that he had on the restart and everything to drive away, but these cars are really outrunning him right now. It don't seem that Kenny's able to get off the corner the way he wants to.
Yeah, I don't think he's all that fast, but, you know, I wonder how much Schrader paid those people to drive that car.
Huh?
That's what Schrader drove my car. Wanted to drive my car somewhere, and Earnhardt told me, he said, just tell him if you give him $1,000, you can drive it. He said he'll pay to drive any car. It's just the reverse. You know, most drivers want to know how much you're going to pay me. Schrader will pay you to let you drive his car.
That's a good race car. That car's had a lot of success here. Here comes Rosati. Rumored that ride of Tom Rosati's may be in jeopardy.
Darrell, I got to ask you a question. Do you miss running on Saturday before the Sunday event?
Well, sometimes I do, buddy. I mean, there's some races that you like to run. Don't ask me the difference. There's some you like to run, some you don't. But, yeah, I guess to answer your question, I do. I miss it a lot.
Yeah.
And I haven't given up.
We got a tremendous race here for the lead, it looks like.
Rosati just stuck on the bottom there. A little tentative going into the corner, but he's held his ground. He's got the lead. And here comes the old snowplow, Dick McCabe. Trying to get up there and battle with him for second spot.
He's a foxy old dude. If he's hanging around the front like that, he might have something for him. He got that blistered tire fixed. He might be in good shape.
We need to talk about Ted Christopher. He looks like he's running pretty well in second place right there.
He is, but a lap down.
Oh, he's a lap down. That's why he's running so hard, and he's trying to get his lap back.
Right, and Schrader's going to slip back a couple spots here.
It appears Joe Bessie has got his car running right.
Finally, yeah. And Joe is 3 laps down at number 97.
But if he's running pretty good, he can get those back. I mean, as many cautions as we've had, and they ain't over, he can get those back.
The eternal optimist, is that it?
That's a racer.
Here's Spencer in 64, Kelly Moore in 47, Bobby Dragon in 71. Ooh, they made pit stops, and Andy Santerre in that orange and blue number 15, trying to move back up.
Boy, Bobby Dragon made a tremendous move there. If he'd have come on to the bottom, we'd have had another caution.
And Kelly Moore inside of Spencer as the lap car in front of them checked up a bit. 3 wide into the corner again.
Ooh.
That's Moore, Spencer, and Truex and Santerre.
Watch Truex's car get off the corner. What forward bite does car get?
12th place at stake.
I think that's that V8 motor, buddy. I think it pulls that higher gear real well.
Well, they got Spencer on the outside there. You see Santerre's going to make the move on the inside also. Jimmy can't do anything, just kind of sit there. He had to check up getting off the corner.
Traffic again will be a factor. Here goes Jimmy, 3 wide again, and Truex has to back out of it. Kelly Moore up on the outside.
They come really close to making contact there, Santerre and Jimmy Spencer.
Moore goes way to the bottom on rookie Brian Goey. Gives him room.
Made it.
That's the primetime Vans car now right in front of Spencer. Lap down. Spencer looks to the high side.
Well, the pit stops and the new tires have sure given us some exciting racing.
3 wide again. Truex on the bottom, and they sandwich Brian Goey. Here comes Santerre on the outside. You know, New England racing, short track Saturday night racing, they start the fast guys in the back so they can see just this kind of action.
Well, you see Martin Truex up under Spencer again. He's much faster, but Spencer can place his car where he can get back under him and take that line away. He can actually get back right to that. So it looks like he's trying to settle behind these 2 cars now. Santerre went right along with him.
Jimmy was using traffic to his advantage to keep that position, but I think once they get strung out here, it's...
We are halfway in the Slick 50 150 with the modifieds coming up. Stay with us live at Loudon.
It's a major breakthrough in auto protectant technology. Formula 2001 Super Protectant. It provides a more brilliant, longer-lasting shine than Armor All on vinyl and leather. And look, in the Arizona desert, Formula 2001 brought back the shine to UV-faded vinyl, rubber, even leather. Get the new standard in automotive protectant technology. Formula 2001 with 50% more active shining ingredients than Armor All. Get Formula 2001 products today.
Hey, is that what I think it is?
Yeah, it's my new Wagner Power Painter.
Well, can you edge with it?
Yeah, you can edge like this, or adjust it to control the paint up close. And when I'm done, I'm gonna switch nozzles and stain my deck. Do a lot of other jobs I've been meaning to do.
Well, does it clean up easy?
Yeah, it's quicker than you think.
Why am I painting this by hand?
Good question. Get a Wagner.
50 years ago, CD2 pioneered a breakthrough in chemistries for cars and trucks. My dad used it all the time. Since then, this yellow circle helps stop oil burning. This yellow circle cleans your valves and rings. And this yellow circle stops oil leaks. Today, you can still count on CD2's line of products to add years to your engine, just like my dad did. Look for them on shelves everywhere. CD2, the yellow circle of protection.
The King of Burgers celebrates The Lion King, now in theaters, with Lion King-size values, like our $1.99 hamburger kids meal, with a Lion King toy featuring Disney's newest stars, and our Whopper value meal for just $2.99. Bring your family to Burger King, where value is king every day.
This is the 6th caution of the day. Jerry Marquis' Buick brought it out up in turn number 4. And they fitted a left rear tire onto Marquis. And official wants a word with him before he sends him back out into line here.
Looks like he just come off the corner there, and I don't know if he got any contact or not. I don't see anything, but it looks like the left rear must have been down on the car, and he spun it off the forward. Didn't hit anything. Did a pretty good job keeping it off the wall, and he's going again.
So we'll get caught up a little here at New Hampshire and take this break. We'll be right back, hopefully, with the restart.
Polish a whole car in about half the time with new Turtle Wax Instant Foam and Shine, the first foaming car polish. It's so much easier. With ordinary polish, you have to wipe, wait, and rub. With new Instant Foam and Shine, you just foam and shine. A mirror-like shine with long-lasting Turtle Wax protection. It's never been easier or faster. So why wait? Polish your car in about half the time with new Turtle Wax Instant Foam and Shine.
There's a killer out there. Silent knock.
Today you don't hear the knocks and pings that affect your car's performance. You just lose power.
So long, lost power. Hasta la vista, hesitation. Let's take this herd north.
Feel the power. 104 Plus Octane Boost.
Never in the history of Music City has there been so much excitement. With Opryland USA's hot new concert series and new attractions, now there are more stars and more fun than ever before. And you can experience it all with the Superstar Showcase. With it, you get 3 Nashville onstage concerts featuring today's hottest country stars like Alabama, George Jones, and Tanya Tucker, a performance at the newly renovated Ryman Auditorium, admission to Opryland Theme Park, plus a day cruise on the General Jackson Showboat, a sightseeing tour of Nashville, and a performance of the Grand Ole Opry, all for just $129.95. But hurry and order now. The Superstar Showcase is only available May 6th through October 2nd. So have your credit card handy and call 615-889-6611. That's 615-889-6611 to get the best deal on the best of Opryland USA and Music City with the Superstar Showcase.
Well, welcome back. We're just about a lap away from restart. Now, I would made an observation a while ago, folks. I was down at the end of pit wall down here in turn 1. These guys are going in this turn 3 and 4 wide. They're getting all the way down on the apron below the yellow line. There's some tires laying down here. I thought for a minute there they were just to keep the guys from driving all the way down into the pit road here. All the crews were running back up against the wall. They're scaring the daylights out of everybody down here, Mike.
Glenn, they store those tires there. They drag them around the track to dry it in the event of rain. But, yeah, the cars are cutting down to the apron. They're pretty close in turn 1. We're set for a restart. Tommy Rosati of Agawam, Massachusetts is the leader, running in first position as they come off the corner, and we get set to go green. Second is Dick McCabe. Third is Kenny Schrader. Fourth, Andy Hillenberg. And fifth is Dale Shaw.
Well, you know, we said something about Shaw earlier, not making much noise up towards the front, but there he is in the top 5, so he's making some noise.
Well, you got to give a big call for Dick McKay. He come from 35th spot up to 2nd.
Dale Shaw started 41st and running 5th.
Well, I think the back of the field is in catching with the running at the front of the field right now because those guys made early pit stops. So I think this will all wash here in a little while.
Got 70 laps to find out. Big pack of cars. We're about 6th on back.
Whoa, boy, that white car in the middle there.
Brian Ross.
Speaking of wash, if they keep doing that, Dick McKay and them have a tremendous advantage up in the front.
Ooh, Stubby, that blue car. Stub Pad, 61 years old, and a grandfather. His grandson's in the field. And he's the Herschel McGriff of the East Coast. He's still winning races. Won one this year on this circuit.
Boy, I tell you, that takes a lot of ability to do that at that age.
Well, you'll still be running at 61.
I'm afraid so. if I want to win 100 races, I'm going to be running about 75, I think.
There's Kelly Moore in that black 47, the Pennzoil car. Andy Santerre right with him. And Mark Truex, 56.
Santerre there. He's right on the bottom. I'm glad they didn't decide to make a run by. I can't see this red car they were trying to pass there, but I'm glad he didn't turn under.
They're doing some heavy racing right now. Pit stops have really tightened up everything. The guy that's got his car fixed and running right now is Joe Bessie. He's out in front of the field right now. Get a caution, he get a lap back.
Yeah, he was 4 laps down at one point. Now he's on the tail end of being 2 laps down. He passed the leader twice.
See Mike Wallace there moving up on the inside. He has really made a charge from the rear since he made his pit stop, and this car is glued to the bottom of the racetrack. He should be back in contention pretty soon.
Well, they keep taking it off into turn 3 abreast. Now there's Truex and Andy Santerre fighting.
But Mike, the difference is they're not any further out in the racetrack than they were. They're just using the apron now.
Right.
They got another groove down low. They're getting even lower.
There's Robbie Crouch in number 6.
Mike, Darrell, if I had to pick a car right now that I would like to drive in this race, it would have to be Truex's car. It really gets forward, bite in the center part of the corner, and really shoots down the straightaway. It's a great race car.
There's Spencer and Bobby Dragon moving up. Looking at flows on these other cars. That's I think it's Mike Stefanik just ahead, or no, it's Robbie Crouch. Here's your Napa Field standing update. Napa, we keep America running. Here's how they're running at 85 of 150 laps. Mike Wallace, the FDP brakes. Number 19 today. As Pete Rondo has number 9 on the Busch North Circuit. Brian Ross just ahead. This is for position 6th place. Good run for Ross.
Yeah, he's a good guy. You know, he drove Schrader's car in some ARCA races and was a heck of a modified driver.
For the lead, Dick McCabe.
From 35th to still 2nd. But he's trying to take that lead.
First and a half.
His cars used to be bright metallic green, and they were sponsored by the McCabe Bait Company out of Kennebunkport. They distribute lobster bait.
Yeah, he's going for the lead
I
into
think
turn
he's got
3
it now. Well, not quite. Yeah, had to check up there. That's heads-up racing, though. McCabe's got a lot of racing experience. He runs with these guys all the time, and they give each other a break.
He's been the champion of this series on many occasions, and he's really a neat guy.
Tommy Rosati, his older brother John, had a lot of success in modifieds. Tommy owned a winning race car in Massachusetts before he was 16 years old. Had to put somebody else in it till he was old enough to drive it himself. Spin in turn 1. A car slides up toward the wall. Ooh. And it'll get going again. Ooh. Yeah, back down to the apron. I believe that's number 30, Denny Doyle, out of Plymouth, Connecticut.
Boy, I know Joe Bessie had to just be saying, "Oh, shucks."
Yeah. He would have liked that caution.
Because he's pulling away from the rest of it. I mean, he is really driving off and leaving everybody. That car's right fast.
There's Denny Doyle's car down to the apron. He will be able to limp around to the pits. Here comes McCabe.
There was a little contact off the corner. I think McCabe started on the outside, and he come across in front. And they made a little contact off the corner, got sideways, but he checked right up on it.
I believe he's getting tired of getting cut off going into corners, what I believe. Because he's had that nose up there a number of times, and he keeps getting cut off. Got it.
89 laps complete, 60 to go for these late models, and then the modifieds hit the pavement here at New Hampshire. Stay with us.
Make your engine last longer. Change your oil every 3,000 miles and use the newest Pennzoil.
Pennzoil has always stood by me.
Now with the revolutionary Pennstar molecule, Pennzoil clings to moving parts, works like liquid ball bearings. And play Pennzoil's new scratch and win game. Over 4,000 prizes, including 10 trips for 2 to NASCAR's Brickyard 400 race in 1994 or 95. Pennzoil, the official motor oil for the inaugural running of the Brickyard 400.
People ask me to endorse the strangest things. A green recliner? Not much of a sitter. I like going fast. 68 Shelby, and there was only about 300 and some odd made. This car rips. Pure oil now. Keeping them up's half the fun. They all get Purelator filters. Pure oil later. I snag them from the track. Legends live on Purelator, Purelator.
When it's the mustard that makes the difference, it's got to be French's. For over 90 years, we've used only the finest ingredients to give French's the delicious taste everyone loves. French's Classic Yellow, the taste America loves.
Sure, you got a state-of-the-art entertainment center. A fully interactive home theater. Even got a gourmet delivery service. But have you got what it takes to be a mountain man? All it takes are the 2 cool beers of the Mountain Man. Smooth Busch beer, easy drinking Busch Light. So, be a mountain man. All you gotta do is head for the mountains.
Today's exclusive coverage of the Auto Palace Slick 50 150 on TNN is brought to you by Smooth Busch Beer and easy drinking Busch Light. Busch, the official beer of NASCAR.
91 laps complete. There are a bunch of TNN fans. Well, look at the one with the neck brace. Has he raced against Jimmy Spencer?
Oh, Mikey.
Mikey. All right, folks, bring the banner back. All is forgiven. No questions will be asked. We're under caution. This is the 7th one of the day. Denny Doyle spun at turn 1, made it around to turn 3, and then stopped in the track apron. Couldn't get that car back to pit road. So we're under this 7th caution flag.
But our friend Joe Bessie got a lap.
Yes, he did. He is now 1 lap down and all the way around.
So that's good news for him.
See Mike Wallace there. He's already up to 4th place now.
Yep, Tom Rosati's the leader. Dick McCabe is 2nd. Kenny Schrader is 3rd. They're posting Andy Hillenberg 4th. We'll recheck as... Now we lost Schrader out of that group.
Yeah, I don't think Schrader's up there right now.
Nope.
He kind of went backwards off that. He was leading there after that restart. He
made a pit stop at lap 91. Stub Fadden. We've talked about the North Haverhill, New Hampshire driver, drives for Napa Auto Parts in number 16. His grandson, Mike Olson, drives car number 61. 2 generations apart on the same racetrack. That's a pretty neat deal, and Fadden's a pretty neat guy.
Yeah, that's all. We talked good. I'm just happy. I'm extremely happy that he ran well and is in the show, and he's carrying the Napa colors today, and I'm proud of that fact, and I'm just proud to be racing with him and all the rest of the guys here.
Well, let's see, Darrell. If you're still racing when your grandfather is running, you'd be, about 132.
You know, he kept saying a key word there, I think. When you get to be that age, he's proud.
Yeah.
He's proud of his accomplishments. He's proud of his grandson. And I know if I was still racing at 61, and I kind of hope I am, I know I'll be proud to still be around doing it myself.
You bet.
Proud man.
Brian Ross said yesterday in the garage, he says, Herschel McGriff's my idol. He says, I'd just love to get where I could retire and then be able to go racing full time. Randy?
Well, guys, just to update you on the Winston Cuppers in this race, Kenny Schrader made 2 pit stops under this caution. He took on his 2 rights, they came back in, jacked a little wedge. So he's all done with tires, doesn't have any left. Mike Wallace went up and talked to Barry Owen up there. They've got 2 rights left for that automobile. So they'll take those on hopefully about another 20 laps or so. I came back, talked to the crew of Jimmy Spencer. They've got a set of scuffs for the right side left for that car, but they've got a little more problem than that. They haven't had any radios all day to talk to him, so Jimmy Spencer cannot hear them. They can hear Jimmy, so that's where it stands.
See, a scuff, what he meant was that Spencer scuffed the sidewalls up on him, I'm sure.
And the other thing, Darrell, is they've lost communication with the pits, so they can't make adjustments in the car when they do stop to make it more competitive.
No. Mike Wallace on the outside for 3rd place against Danny Hillenberg.
Oh,
and around he goes.
He and Hillenberg got together
and straightened each other up.
Yeah, but there's a lot of damage on that 9 car, all right in the left front wheel. 19 car, excuse me.
But that looked like it was going to be about a 6-car wreck.
It did.
And it all straightened up. Well,
I'm looking at Mike Wallace's car. I do not see any smoke from the car, but you're right, Darrell. It has knocked the toe end off. You see Santerre there trying to get under him. Thinks better of it.
Well, the right side of Hillenberg's car is a mess, though.
Well, if those 2 cars can continue on, they're put together mighty well.
Well, now we're back with Jimmy Spencer once again. And again, he finds himself behind Chris Amon in the Grappone Ford. Jamie Obie in 41, Robbie Crouch in the 6. Spencer needs to get up with the lead lap cars on the outside there. Or he needs to sneak underneath the 77.
I think he would prefer to make it 3 wide down the front. That's his preferred line, but he says. I wonder if the people at home get the impression that we're picking on Jimmy Spencer.
Not me. I'm all for Jimmy Spencer. Let me tell you, he drives a race car 100% all the time, and when you do that, you get close to people.
You know if Spencer's in the race, you're going to have a show. Ooh, Bobby Dragon on the outside. Damon tries to move over.
You can see, a little contact.
I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, man.
Boy.
This won't continue, folks.
No.
Oh, that guy must not be happy.
Well, he had the car on the outside, tried to move down to give him room, and Jimmy was right there.
Yeah.
Nowhere to go, nowhere to hide.
Well, Jimmy went in the corner there. He had the whole left side of the car.
Whoa! Jimmy almost put that Lamel. No, that's the 99 of Nowakowski.
Tell me we don't know where to put a camera.
I'd like to.
He finally got him out of the car he was having so much trouble with.
That 77 car was holding him up, and he couldn't get from out behind him, and he had to make him a hole.
Well, Darrell, he's all the way down on the apron. He had the whole left side of the car down below the apron going in the corner. And when he come on down on the apron there was nowhere for Spencer to go.
Dave Dion trying Spencer now.
Oh, Brother Dave is kind of stepping on the gas.
And there's Lamel moving to the inside of that 1 lap down car, Chris Amon. Schrader battling with the number 8 at Jeff Seidema.
A little contact there. You see the smoke off the right front tire of Schrader's car.
Well, these cars are going to, I swear, I don't think there's going to be one in the field that didn't beat all the pieces.
And back up front, he's going to get close again as McCabe tracks Tommy Rosati. Looked at last time as if he might have a move off of turn number 2.
Well, I don't want to keep belaboring the point, but I want you to look just out of frame at who's coming up to get another lap back.
Bessie?
Bessie.
Yeah, Bessie's on the move.
There he is.
Absolutely flying. And just like you said, Darrell, you never give up when you have a good race car.
That car is fast. He's now, if he passes those cars, he's a lap down.
Is that the situation?
Yep.
Well,
it's 2. Here comes McCabe.
And this is going to be a great opportunity for him to catch him right here because they got a boat checked up.
Well, what happens when you have first and second place car fighting like that, they're taking the lines away from each other, and he's got a clear racetrack to catch up to him, so he's much faster at this point in the race.
And of course, when you get that close, you want to get by them as soon as you can, knowing there's going to be another caution right away.
I think McKay sees he better move along there. He makes a move into first place. You see Bessie up under.
Bessie's going to get Rosati here. First race that Dick McCabe has led since he led the opening 56 laps in Holland, New York in May. 101 laps on the board, 49 to go in this one, and then the modifieds. We'll be right back.
The most explosive 30 minutes on television. NHRA Today, Saturdays and Sundays only on TNN Motorsports.
We asked some real people what they thought about 89th Street Pizza, and here's just a few of their real answers.
The pizza's great. It is good pizza.
The kids love it. The price is wonderful.
It's nice and clean. They have different varieties. Video games.
It's good.
Oh, I like the price.
It's fantastic. Their pizza's really good here. Good pizza. It's good.
We brought 8 people tonight just to show you how good it is.
I think it's cheap for all you can eat, really.
It's not a lot of money. I love the pizza and I love the game. Lots of fun.
Today's best value, not at an import store. Motor Trend Prism easily surpasses Honda's best effort to date. The 1994 Geo Prism. A special offer, no money down, $189 a month. Air conditioning, tinted glass, body side molding, power steering, the safety of dual airbags, and more. No money down, $189 a month. A special offer, but you must act soon. See one of your Gulf Coast Chevrolet Geo dealers today.
At the front of the field, Dick McCabe leads from Tom Rosati, Martin Truex. Second place heating up. Andy Santerre has moved up, and Kelly Moore. After their pit stops, they've all come back into the picture. There's your leader, McCabe, in yellow. Joe Bessie trying to get a lap back. Tommy Rosati in green and white, and in red and white, Martin Truex.
Boy, oh boy, that car is a rocket ship with Truex. He's moving right up on the lead car. Bessie's fighting for his life right now, trying to get laps back right now on McCabe, but Truex's car must be the fastest race car on the racetrack. He can pass on the inside, outside, anywhere he pleases.
So here's McCabe. Fell as far back as 42nd when he made a pit stop at lap 10. 35th to the lead.
Darrell, Joe Bessie's car is just average down the straightaway, but it's really fast through the corner.
Yeah, it is. I don't know when the last time he got tired, but boy, he just rolls on up. Dude, look at him. Now, he and McCabe will run about nose to nose down the straightaway, but
when they hit the corner, it'll be all over.
There he goes.
See, Bessie made up his lap now.
Let's check with Glenn Jarrett in the leader's pit.
Well, Michael, remember earlier on, Randy made a report that McCabe had a blistered right front tire. Darrell, you suspected that it might be too much air. This is Mark Wentworth, the crew chief. Mark, looks like that tire problem's gone away.
Yeah, the chassis was a little off at the beginning of the race, but I think we got it neutral now.
What's he saying about the car? It looks like it's flawless.
Yeah, it's going pretty good right now.
Well, if it goes much better, I don't know what they'll do with him leading the race. But, Joe Benson, we got a car blowing going into turn 1 right now.
A lot of smoke down in turn number 1. That's the 8 car of Jeff Zeidema out of Worcester, Massachusetts.
Man, he's fighting that thing. It's trying to get around on him.
The Ocean Spray Pontiac. And Joe Bessie gets the lap back. As we go to caution, Joe Bessie will move up to be just 1 lap from the leader. Caution is out, 8th time today. We'll be right back.
Miller Genuine Draft Rusty Wallace stock car. See it. Hear it. Feel it. Catch it, if you can.
Polish a whole car in about half the time with new Turtle Wax Instant Foam and Shine, the first foaming car polish. It's so much easier. With ordinary polish, you have to wipe, wait, and rub. With new Instant Foam and Shine, you just foam and shine. A mirror-like shine with long-lasting Turtle Wax protection. It's never been easier or faster. So why wait? Polish your car in about half the time with new Turtle Wax Instant Foam and Shine.
The King of Burgers celebrates The Lion King, now in theaters, with Lion King-size values, like our $1.99 hamburger kids meal, with a Lion King toy featuring Disney's newest stars, and our Whopper value meal for just $2.99. Bring your family to Burger King, where value is king every day.
A safari rarely lasts longer than a few weeks, unless it's a safari maintained with genuine AC oil filters. Because over hill, dale, and wadi, no other filter can track down, trap, and capture more dirt. So, AC oil filters keep your engine in the hunt for a longer life.
Call 1-800-AC-DELCO. It's like buying time.
When it's a matter of survival, it's AC filters.
Today's exclusive coverage of the Auto Palace Slick 50 150 on TNN is brought to you by AC Delco. It's like buying time.
Mike Wallace showing the effects of that repeated collision with the 42 of Andy Hillenberg, which has similar damage on its right side. Randy's in Mike Wallace's pit.
Well, Mike Wallace pitted on lap 108, one lap ago he pitted. They went ahead and changed right side tires, so he is done. He's got all his tires on lap 108. They are back in right now. What they're doing is heavy left side damage on Mike Wallace's car. What they want to do is string it because, well, what I mean by stringing it, the toe end is out on the car. The front wheels are pointing out towards both walls. They'll probably bring them back in. Talk to Barry Owen. He said that the toe end was out on it. They did not adjust at that time, so I'll check with them, see if they're going to do it. Looks like they're going to put the string up, and evidently they didn't have to do the Jake Elder string on the car, Darrell.
Well, you know, not second-guessing anybody by any means, but I would have fixed that toe end first time by because he was up near the front of the field. It gave him about 3/4 of a lap to work on the car versus a half a lap. So time is of the essence right now. He can't go a lap down. But the car can't be that bad because he wasn't losing all that much track position.
Now here's Hillenberg's car. You saw the left side of Mike Wallace. Now when Andy comes around, we'll give you a look at the right side of his car. It doesn't look like this side at all. They really got together and hammered each other down in turns 1 and 2. Hillenberg was on the inside. And, as he comes around, we'll show you the effect. The whole left front was pushed in on Mike Wallace, who then raked the whole right side of Hillenberg.
Looked like Butch the Bulldog got hold of that thing.
Yeah, it tore it up pretty good. You know, Bessie's got a great opportunity here to get that other lap back because he can go all the way to the front of that inside line. And that's why he's making those laps up so easily, is because he's up there in a position to get them back. He doesn't have to come from the rear of the field. Once he makes his lap up, he's got to start at the end of the field. He's going to have a hard time getting back to the front.
There are 5 cars 1 lap down as we get set to go back to green. And up front, Martin Truex. The Blount Seafood Chevrolet. Kevin Cranmer, crew chief.
Well, there's 2 crews that are pretty pumped up right now.
Yeah.
Martin Truex and Joe Bessie. His crew's up on the wall. They're clapping their hands. They're saying, come on, Joe.
The only trouble is Joe Bessie did not get to go all the way up on the inside there. He's about 6 cars back, so he's got to clear some race traffic to get that lap back now.
Yep, there are other lapped cars. Back to green. Tommy Rosati trying to track Martin Truex. Look at Truex was kind of pull away with that V8.
Darrell, I think for the next race, I'd be thinking V8, wouldn't you?
Definitely. I might even be thinking about putting a 58 on the side of it.
All right, Kelly Moore trying to move up. He and Andy
Kelly
Santerre were battling.
Loose.
The track seems to be a little looser off of turn 4 than it does off of turn 2. The pavement there is not quite as good.
Well, Darrell, you said yesterday the pavement on the racetrack was actually rolling up a little bit because of excess heat and all. It may be giving up just a little bit as far as traction right now because of that condition.
Yeah, I think we'll have more trouble tomorrow. Our cars are heavier. The radial tires are a little bit more abrasive to the surface. These bias tires are a little more forgiving as far as the track's concerned. 30, the cooler weather is going to make a big difference.
Yes. Supposed to be 90-some today. You know, weather kind of did a turn. There's second place. And Jimmy Spencer, again, 3 wide. Battling the same cars again. There's Brian Ross. There's the 75, Peter Daniels.
Little contact there.
Sure am glad that they gave him a little warning.
Where do you think his brother's watching from? Who owns this car?
The lounge? The truck.
Schrader right behind Spencer.
I wish we could get a shot of his brother.
Ooh, that 75 car there was way out sideways coming off the corner there, and it wasn't Spencer that made him that way. Got on the throttle real hard, and the car turned out.
Here comes the yellow peril, Dick McCabe, and Dave Dion gets a fender in there on 75 and comes down. Somebody has to go to the apron. It's 38 Babe Branscombe.
That'll work.
It does. You know, when we run here, Darrell, we run the apron down in one. I've passed cars down on the apron down there. It's
not
pretty good.
Not good. Not good. Not good.
Wallace up into the wall going in turn 3 there.
Not good.
There's several cars involved there.
Yeah.
And of course, caution out at lap 116. That's number 54.
He's found that wall.
GG Gravel.
I think
up there with Mike Wallace.
He was in a spin in turn 4 early in the race.
Correct.
That was just too many cars in the same spot. They were about 5 wide there.
The other car involved there was Hillenberg. They had gotten together before, but it seems they collected each other for the second time today.
And Joe Bessie has taken his car to the garage after a great comeback drive. See a bit of smoke off the right side there. Bessie has stopped. And here comes Mike Wallace in. Well, it's not straight now.
No.
Ugh. Coming up, Superior Later's Drive with the Winner Sweepstakes game. Match the driver with a car. You could win a 1994 Corvette. We'll be right back.
show it. If you've got a hardcore degree in NASCARology, prove it. Enter the Purolator Drive with a winter sweepstakes now. Here's Randy LaJoy, but only one of these cars is his pride and joy. Is it number 9? Wait a minute. Or is it number 20? Or number 14? Or number 72? No, which one? Take your best shot. Here's how to enter. Call this number and match driver Randy LaJoy with a number of his car. Calls cost 95 cents per minute. Average call 2 minutes. Or send a postcard with your name, address, phone number, and Randy LaJoy's car number to this address. The grand prize is a 1994 Corvette with a trunk full of Purolator air and oil filters to be given away September 1st at the grand opening of the Corvette Museum in Bowling Green, Kentucky. It's the Purolator Drive with a winter sweepstakes. Enter now.
My truck has 99,000 miles on it, and it's like a brand new engine.
America is talking about split fire.
I feel like I have a new engine.
No hesitation. You hit your passing gear, you're gone. Right now.
Split fire won a United States patent. It doesn't look like any other spark plug. It doesn't work like any other spark plug.
I love them.
I have them on my motorcycle, my boat, and my car.
Love them. Love them.
Split fire at $5.99. America knows it only costs more till you use it.
I can say I'm saving at least $3 to $4 a week.
Probably getting, I would say about 20 miles more per tank full, and that's a lot for me.
They'll pay for themselves, basically, in the first 6 months you own them.
Split fire. It only costs more till you use it. Here's another split fire breakthrough. Twin core wire sets with a dual firing path to every plug. More power and more mileage or your money back.
Caution out again here at New Hampshire, 9th one today, and this one for a multi-car pileup. When they tried to get in to turn 3, 4 abreast. Here's Bob Brunel back in the race, and Jerry Marquis after a pit stop rejoins the competition. Let's show you what happened. 4 into 3 doesn't go.
No, as you see here, it is 4 wide. Mike Wallace is out there, and the very top part of this racetrack is real dirty. The car breaks loose as he starts in this corner collecting a lot of race cars.
He hit that 53 car. I think he clipped him getting down in there, and that turned him loose. It's kind of hard to tell.
Well, let's look at it from another angle. There's the 99 Nowakowski there, the yellow car.
Yeah.
Darrell, you're correct. He did touch him. Yep. He got him on, got Wallace right on the left rear corner, and he's out there in the loose stuff anyhow. Yeah. There's a lot of tire buildup and stuff on the outside of the racetrack, and they got together.
Let's go to the garage where Randy is with Mike Wallace.
Well, Mike is trying to explain about what happened. Mike, the car looks quite wrecked.
Well, it is quite wrecked. You know, we thought we had a good run going today, and we were up to 4th there on a restart, and the cars kind of stacked up, and I went to the outside and thought I had them cleared, but maybe I guess I made a mistake. I didn't think I did, and got turned around or got all beat up and come back in. And that last time there was a car having a flat tire in the back straightaway. It was kind of like off the wall one car and down in the middle, so I thought, well, go around the outside, and I guess I tried to go too wide and too many cars in the outside, and we got together and turned around and hit the wall.
Okay, we're going green. How's the track, Mike?
Track's fine. Everything's fine there. You know, we had a car good enough to win the race today, but FTP brakes, Duran Paints Chevrolet just didn't get to the end.
Okay, good luck tomorrow.
75 Peter Daniels was the car that had the flat tire Mike was talking about.
Yeah, it was just a traffic jam, and Mike, he went the way he thought he should go, but it turned out not to be very good.
Took the best road he could find. 29 laps to go. Make that 30 laps to go right now. For the scoreboard, here they come. Tommy Rosati on the outside of John Preston in number 1. One of the lap cars. Andy Santerre is 3rd. Kelly Moore is 4th. And Stub Fadden's up to 5th.
All right, Stub. Driver, baby.
Tommy Bowles is 6th. In 7th is Dale Shaw. 8th is Jamie Obey. 9th is Robbie Crouch. And 10th is Jeff Berry. Bobby Dragic for 11th. Brian Ross is 12th. Then Jimmy Spencer, Kenny Schrader, and Dick McCabe.
See Kelly Moore there. He was the pole setter here, so he's got plenty of race cars. Santerre on the outside there trying to get a little distance on him. I think Kelly Moore may have something with Santerre if he gets up to him.
Well, the thing about the V6 over the V8, now the V8's got that power off the corner, but that's going to be a little harder on the tires. So if this thing could ever stay up under green long enough, the 6-cylinder might come back to be, equal to the V8.
Boy, Kelly Moore somebody there got a piece of Stub Fadden. I think it was Dale Shaw.
That was a great save by Stubb. He was all the way sideways. They're starting to get a little closer in traffic here. They're starting to touch a little more. It looks more like a Saturday night special than it does a major speedway right at the moment.
Well, you just put 2 right side tires on. I don't guess anybody's changed left since we started. So those lefts have got to be deteriorating pretty badly.
They're going to need to repaint the white line before tomorrow down at the bottom of this corner.
I'm telling you, they just keep moving down. Next thing we're going to see is grass flying up.
Kind of like Milwaukee last week.
Yeah, they get right in the grass in Milwaukee.
Wouldn't surprise me.
See Dale Shaw there. He's had a good run all day. He just hasn't been able to get up near the flat.
Here's second place, Andy Santerre, 25 years old, and he is on a tear.
You know, you talk about Shaw, and he hadn't won this year. He's the point leader, but it's from consistency and having high finishes. So,
boy, Santerre's getting a tremendous bite off the bottom of that racetrack out of the corner. But that 09 of, I'll let you...
Tommy Rosati.
Thank you very much. Yeah. He can beat him off the corner, but that other car really gets down the straightaway.
Here comes Santerre.
Whoop. Bobby Levy. Is that what you call it?
yes, sir, in the championship group.
Picking up speed with every turn of the wheel.
Flat out and belly to the ground.
All right, Mr. Cliche and Son.
And they're operating at the keyboard.
Yeah, you got it.
Now, please. Here's Kelly Moore is right behind these 2 cars. He's in 4th place and trying to close in. Glenn Jarrett's with his crew chief.
Mike, this is Steve Sullivan. And Steve, the car looked like it was going to keep up with him on the restart, but now it's fading back. Has it still got that tight condition?
Yeah, it was a little tight. We missed it a little bit today, so looks like we're going to ride right where we are, probably, if we're lucky.
Well, we're wondering why you wouldn't have taken advantage of that last caution, maybe to try to change the right side tires and correct that.
No, too many cars on the lead lap, actually. We need the track position. We're thinking we'll play it out this way. 25 laps to go, you know. Get a decent position.
Well, that pretty much sums it up, guys. He just didn't want to take a chance of losing positions. He thinks he can hang on to what he's got.
Well, Kelly Moore now trying to hang on and hold off a fast-closing Tom Bowles out of Ellington, Connecticut. Jamie Obey battling with Dale Shaw, Robbie Crouch. Ooh, they get together. Here comes Crouch on the bottom. The Tampa Tornado, they call Robbie Crouch, and Bobby Dragon and Dick McCabe. There's Dragon 71 and McCabe 0 moving up.
Oh, we have
caution. Turn 1, hard into the wall. Tommy Bowles and Kelly Moore got together. And Bowles drives away. Moore is down in the grass.
I think he's all right, too. I don't think there's that much damage to the car. I can't tell. But Tommy Bowles has been in a lot of action today.
I think that's the first caution he's been in. He's been up in the top 10 most of the day, the 76 car. Here's Truex. He comes to caution. Andy Santerre in second. As Kelly Moore and Tommy Bowles battle for 4th, that's what happened. We'll have a look when we come back.
You like food. You get heartburn. You take Maalox. Life is good.
And don't forget great tasting Maalox tablets, too.
There's a killer out there. Silent knock.
Today you don't hear the knocks and pings that affect your car's performance. You just lose power.
So long, lost power. Hasta la vista, hesitation. Let's take this herd north.
Feel the power. 104 Plus Octane Boost.
Leave it to Peerless Faucet to create a shower so smart, it can not only sense when a toilet has been flushed, it can also adjust the water temperature accordingly. Scald Guard technology by Peerless. Get more out of your faucet than just water.
You like food. You get heartburn. You take Maalox. Life is good.
Coming up Sunday morning on race day, we'll travel to New Hampshire International Speedway, where the Winston Cup Tour is in action for the Slick 50 300. We'll set up today's race. Plus, we'll have the latest news from the track. We'll also have all the racing news and highlights from around the country. It's the fastest half hour in motorsports. Join us.
Race Day. The latest news from the world of motorsports. Brought to you live, 11:30 a.m. and 8:30 p.m. Eastern, only on TNN Motorsports.
Well, they've just sent Kelly Moore back in the race. The Jordan Lumber Pennzoil, number 47, undamaged in that spin in turn number 1. Tom Bowles climbed out of his car. He is okay and took the mandatory ride back to the infield in the ambulance.
We just heard Kelly Moore's crew chief say we didn't want to come in and get those tires because we didn't want to give up track position, and he just gave up track position.
Well, he was fighting hard to hold on to 4th place. And here's Bowles' car. Kelly Moore is now 24th, last car on the lead lap. Watch the top right of your screen.
Well, you can see them going down in there. There's 2 cars there. They make a little contact getting in the corner. You see the car on the outside. He's up against the wall there.
That's Kelly Moore.
Yeah, that's Moore.
Kelly Moore comes back across the racetrack here.
He did a great job of keeping it off the fence. I don't know exactly what got him all in that position, but...
Now, this could have been bad, but everybody really did a great job of getting by there without making contact.
Yeah. That's what, and he's, you know, the bad thing about that is you're turned around, look at all of them coming right at you.
Yeah.
Right. All right, we'll take a break here with 20 laps to go, and the modifieds are coming as Tommy Bowles' car gets hauled back to the garage area. We'll be back after this.
Sweet Mary Lou, I'm so in love with you.
Fall in love all over again with the Statler brothers and guests Cleve Francis and Crystal Gale. The Statler brothers, TNN tonight.
25 years have passed since man's greatest achievement. Now, go behind the scenes with the men who risked it all to touch the moon in a new TBS documentary miniseries, Moonshot. And it was one giant step for mankind, and one man's early research paved the way. Don't miss The Moon Man of Massachusetts, the Robert Goddard story, only on the Disney Channel. Next week, lift off into history and relive the mission to the moon on cable.
On Paragon Cable. Warner Brothers proudly presents a stunning tale of family pride.
Nothing counts so much as blood. The rest are just strangers.
Of heartfelt passion.
Give me a gun. Give me a gun. I'll kill anyone who tries to hurt you.
Of the search for justice in a lawless land. Kevin Costner, Dennis Quaid, Gene Hackman, Wyatt Earp, a Lawrence Kasdan film, rated PG-13. Now playing at a theater near you.
To green, but Glenn Jarrett was standing down toward turn 1. What happened to start that incident, Glenn?
Well, Mike Kelly's car was pushing. He was having to get in the corner a little bit easier, and Bowles was trying to take a position from him, and they got together just as they started into the corner. And again, Kelly did a heck of a job, like Darrell said, of keeping that car off the wall. But he came in, had a little left side damage, so that's it. We're back to green.
Kelly Moore, 24th, tail end of the lead lap. Andy Santerre, number 15, with that big mountain, Sugarloaf Mountain, on the side of the car, or on the hood, trying to track down the leader, Martin Truex, and Tommy Rosati in green and white in third. Here comes Stub Fadden, the blue car, for fourth.
What'd you say, Darrell? Go, Stub, go.
Yeah. I'll tell you, he's hammered down.
Look at Truex, though. He's got about a 5-6 car length lead over second place Santerre right now. He gets a tremendous jump on the starts and seems to have everything.
Got to spin.
Up between 3 and 4, a car is in the fence.
Hillenberg.
Andy Hillenberg.
That's his third trip to the wall today.
I don't think we're going to get a caution out of this.
Nope, we're going to stay green. There's Rosati, slides it off turn number 2 in the tic-tac. Stub Fadden in the Buick. Drops it down on the bottom. John Preston running with the leaders in number 1 is not on the lead lap. He's 2 laps down. And Stub Fadden takes over third. Here comes Dale Shaw, and McCabe is up in it.
Well, McCabe has done a great job. He pitted there just a little bit ago, and he's already back up there with the leader, so his car is really fast.
And he's on pretty fresh tires, too. You see him right around the bottom of the racetrack. He's getting tremendous forward bite off the corner.
Yeah, car's sticking good. He got fresher tires than most of those guys.
Robbie Crouch coming with him in the Valvoline number 6. And and Bobby Dragon in the 71. Tallarico Chevy.
Bobby's been all the way up to second in this race. He has a lot of race car, but he's got a lot of ground to make up on the lead cars.
Well, he too has fresher tires as he jumps under Tommy Rosati. McCabe's got a ways to go.
His car is really handling well. It's not fast down the straightaway necessarily, but it's handling well.
He and Dale Shaw got together.
Wow.
Now they're trying to lap Preston.
Dick McCabe, how'd he get through there, Mike?
He's got a snowplow company for a sponsor.
That's it.
I'm coming through.
Uh-oh, we got another car spinning out up here. This could be big trouble.
Turn 4, Spencer. And everybody scatters. Caution flag. What a break for Dick McCabe. He might have one car to challenge that V8.
It's a break for him. He can clean off his plow now.
Mike, I will say this. Santerre had moved up on Truex just a little bit from trying to get the lead there. He had to pull back down to about a 6-car length lead, so it's not over by any means.
Let's look at turn 4. Show you what happened here. There's Brian Ross, the white car, with Jimmy Spencer.
They get in. It looks like Brian might have clipped him just a little bit on the left rear corner there.
Schrader gets by. Glenn Sullivan.
This is where I thought it was going to get ugly.
And there's Greg Clark getting past.
But I'm sure if you asked Jimmy, he said, "Yeah, I wanted to back it up out of everybody's way." That's what I'd say anyway.
Boy, oh boy!
I'm just going to get up out of everybody's way there. You know, these cars, some of them are handling better than others, but, you know, some of these guys have never had left side tires. They got no left side tires, so.
13 laps to go. We'll be right back to finish it off here.
Yeah, you've seen it all. Done it all. Pretty much got it all figured out. But have you got what it takes to be a mountain man? All it takes are the 2 cool beers of the Mountain Man. Smooth Busch beer, easy drinking Busch Light. So, be a mountain man. All you gotta do is head for the mountains.
When it's the mustard that makes the difference, it's got to be French's. For over 90 years, we've used only the finest ingredients to give French's the delicious taste everyone loves. French's Classic Yellow, the taste America loves.
Monroe Sensitrack, road sensing shocks and struts. Designed to give you extra control during a swerve. Extra control over rough roads. Monroe Sensitrack gives you both extra control and ride comfort automatically. Monroe Sensitrack, like 2 shocks in 1. Call 1-800-STRUT now for a Monroe Sensitrack dealer near you.
It's hot, it's square, and it's big everywhere.
Spamburger hamburger.
Just cut it like this. Real easy.
Hamburger, hamburger. Hamburger. No, hamburger. And one can feed 3 of us.
Or one of us 3 times.
Either way, that's a bargain.
Get Spam Luncheon Meat or Spam Light, and you've got the Spamburger. It's one great tasting hamburger.
They just waved the green flag, and Martin Truex hauls it down the straightaway. Hopefully, he hopes, out of harm's way. Here is Dick McCabe, the yellow Fisher Snowplow Zero, probably the fastest V6 powered car on this racetrack. There are 11 laps to go.
I tell you what, you can tell that excitement is building. The fans are standing on their feet, and you know, we're down to the shootout time here now. I think things are really going to get exciting.
McCabe leads that second pack. There's Truex, Andy Santerre, Stub Fadden, and the 4th place car is Dick McCabe.
How about Stub? Huh?
I love it.
He's right there, isn't he?
Stub's got it turned on here.
And he's been pushed around a lot today. His old car's got a lot of beating and banging on, but he's going.
There's Stub Fadden. Napa Buick, number 16. 61 years old up against 25-year-old Andy Santerre. We keep America running. Napa, here's your Napa Field standing update. And McCabe Almost gets into it with Teddy Christopher there.
Yeah, McKay's not waiting on anybody right now. He's making the move when he catches them. He was a little careful in the early part of the race, but he's letting her go right now.
He has turned up the wick.
The bait is starting to smell a little ripe.
Standing on the throttle. Here we go.
Could you please use up all these cliches today so we don't have to hear them tomorrow?
We're not going to have time for this in the modified race.
You're not kidding.
No.
That's coming up next, folks. Do not leave your set.
No, and don't adjust your set either. They really run that close together.
And I will tell you this, of all the races we covered on TNN last year, I think the modified was the exciting races we had on all year.
It looks like a race where it looks like they're staging the race. They just run so close together.
Well, now this one's far from over. There's just 8 laps to go. But Andy Santerre, Stubb Fadden, and Dick McCabe are going to battle. Here they are, second on back. This is not over.
Boy, look at Dick McKay's car go through the corner. He is really moving up on Stubb there.
71 is smoking back in the back here.
Bob Dragon.
Too bad. He's run well all
here
day.
He comes on pit road.
Man, I hate to see that.
I mean, you're inside 10 to go and
get out the snowshoes. The average age of the top 5 is 43.
I love it.
That's how old your leader, Martin Truex, is.
Yes.
That warms the heart, don't it, Darrell?
But that includes 25-year-old Andy Santerre and 60-year-old Stubb Fadden.
Youth and enthusiasm and experience.
Age and treachery.
Yes. Been there. Been there.
Done that. Jamie Obey in 41 battling side by side with the number 1 of John Preston. 6 to go. There's Dave Dion in the middle of it. Babe Branscombe. 75. Peter Daniels drops to the inside. A little smoke from 34. Glenn Sullivan. Back up front. The front 4 are closing it up. 5.5 laps to go.
This is like a flashback. Martin Truex leading, Stubb Fadden, and Dick McCabe. I mean, this could have been 20 years ago, guys.
Just about.
Y'all forgetting one little guy in second place there.
Santerre. Martin Truex hasn't been racing at all.
Really?
Yeah.
Who am I thinking of?
He ran modifieds, and now he's
Maynard Troyer. That's who
yeah.
I'm thinking of. I'm sorry.
Maynard's built modifieds.
Yeah, I'm thinking Maynard Troyer. Yeah, well.
5 to go.
Boy, oh boy, Santerre is really pulling down on the lead here.
They all are.
This is a race for 3rd and 4th right here, but right in front, Santerre is actually gaining on Truex right now.
Truex may be getting a little protective of his lead and being very cautious right
That's what I think, too. He's been...
He better not be too careful. He better get with it. Look at the crews. They're getting a little antsy there, starting to jump around a little bit. Dick McKay's doing everything he possibly can with stuff. I think Fadden's holding him off.
Well, I want to tell you something. If a man is smart enough to come here with a V8 motor and outclass the field, he's also smart enough to pad that lead just a teeny bit so they don't look like there's a big advantage here.
Before this season started, Truex's best finish ever was 7th. And his career, he has run less than 40 Busch North races.
Boy.
And he is in danger of winning this one in just 3 laps.
Darrell, that car is running down the straightaway, but it's handling awfully well, too.
Yeah.
You know, it's a whole package. It's not just straightaway speed. You see Santerre there. He's right up on the back bumper, though.
You watch Santerre. He closes getting in the corner, which means he's really driving it off in the corner, and Truex is just really accelerating off and holding his lead.
Martin Truex has 1 top 5 finish to his name. And in 2 laps, he could have his first career win.
Well, you look at Santerre, though. He's letting all the stops out. Dick McKay's making a move there on old Stubbster, but he didn't quite make her.
Now, these 2 guys, they have beat and battered each other around New England for ages.
You got it.
Well, for 2 generations. Yep, 2 tough guys. Lap and a half to go. Turn 3, Truex can watch it all unfold in his mirror from here, if he doesn't make a mistake.
And you say he's never had a top 5?
1 top 5.
Incredible.
Here's the white flag. Martin Truex looking for his first ever Busch North career win. Best finish ever, 5th at Jennerstown this year. Andy Santerre closing in.
Darrell, that's his race to give away now. He's got it won. He just don't want to give it away.
Okay, pops Stubb Fadden in turn 2. They are still 3rd and 4th. Robbie Crouch is 5th and closing in. Santerre throws it hard into turn 3. Last chance.
Well, I don't think he can do it. And I think old Martin drove a smart race.
Martin Truex off turn 4, checkered flag, first career victory. Andy Santerre, Doug Fadden, Dick McCabe, and Robbie Crouch the top 5. Tom Rosati's 6th, 7th to Dale Shaw, 8th to Keith Flamel, 9th Kenny Schrader, and 10th, a good run for Jeff Berry.
I tell you, Truex's car was fast. It handled well, just like Buddy said, and he did a great job. That car was, I believe, a little bit faster than he really had to drive it.
Great run for Martin Truex, and Randy Pemberton's with his crew chief.
Oh, these guys they're going nuts down there. They're definitely excited. Tremendous day for both of you guys, the entire crew. What did it for you think?
A good motor, real good motor. We had a new motor shop motor, V8, built for this race, and it just helped us 100%.
Been a long time coming for this young man behind the wheel.
Yeah, this is our second full year, and we've been coming along good, and it's finally come.
Okay, congratulations. Go to Victory Lane and have a nice celebration. Mike Joy?
Last year, they ran 18 races, had 3 top 10s. This year, 1 5th-place finish, and now a victory. The modifieds are coming. The first will meet Martin Truex at Victory Lane as the Mod Squad rolls out onto the racetrack. We'll be right back.
The average Grand Prix lasts but a few hours, unless it's a Grand Prix started with a genuine Delco Freedom battery. Delco's rated tops for taking the pole position in starting power and excelling in reserve capacity. Helps keep your engine in the race for a longer, more reliable life.
Call 1-800-AC-DELCO. It's like buying time.
Keep your car in the running for that extra lap with Delco batteries.
It's a major breakthrough in auto protectant technology. Formula 2001 Super Protectant. It provides a more brilliant, longer-lasting shine than Armor All on vinyl and leather. And look, in the Arizona desert, Formula 2001 brought back the shine to UV-faded vinyl, rubber, even leather. Get the new standard in automotive protectant technology. Formula 2001, with 50% more active shining ingredients than Armor All. Get Formula 2001 products today.
You can pay for 16 bottles of their same old gas treatment, or save with one of ours. CD2 gas treatment, so concentrated, it's actually 16 bottles in one. It's especially formulated for gasoline, gasohols, and oxygenated fuels. If your car or truck has 40,000 miles or more, don't give up on her. Rebuild her. Introducing CD2 Compression Rebuilder. Guaranteed to put the power back into your engine. CD2 Rebuilder. Look for the yellow circle of protection.
In New Britain, Connecticut, people don't need a Wall Street genius to tell them where to put their money. After all, New Britain is the home for Stanley. And even a modest investment in Stanley tools, painting equipment, doors, and hardware can pay handsome dividends down the road. So before you sink a nickel in municipal bonds or soybean futures, how about a new Stanley garage door?
Sunday, only on TNN Motorsports. All the speed, all the power, all the drama. For up-to-the-minute motorsports news and information, turn to the leader. Race Day, with 2 live editions before and after all the day's racing events. From IndyCar to AMA to NASCAR, catch it on Race Day. Sunday, 11:30 a.m. and 8:30 p.m. Eastern, only on TNN Motorsports.
Welcome back to New Hampshire International Speedway. Mike Joy with Darrell Waltrip and Buddy Baker. Glenn Jarrett, Randy Pemberton going to talk to the drivers from this Busch North race, and here are the modifieds. This is going to be fun, and is it going to be fast?
These are road warriors right here, buddy.
40 laps is the 9X shootout.
This is one of the most exciting races to watch here, but I'm just thinking about them at Martinsville. I mean, I love them at Martinsville.
I do too.
Of course, they don't run there anymore, but this is a great race.
Darrell, this is about 50 times better than Martinsville.
Oh, I know it is.
I'm going to tell you, they get with it.
All right, so folks, don't leave, but first, let's pay off the Slick 50 150 and go to Victory Lane.
Well, Mike, Martin Truex has finally found his way here to Victory Lane. And Martin, I don't know, I was speculating your first win, you broke a winless streak there, but had a little trouble finding Victory Lane?
Yeah, the race was easier than finding Victory Lane, actually. I got to thank my sponsors, Brown Seafood, Mount Hawk Automotive. Got to thank this crew, man.
Well, it looked like that one of the keys obviously was that V8 engine. Your crew chief, Kevin Kramer, said he thought that was the key. The engine was flawless, and at the end looked like you just outpowered them.
The motor was absolutely perfect, and the chassis was perfect. Man, these guys worked day and night to get this car here, but they deserved it. They made my job easy.
You drove a real patient race. I know when you made a pit stop one time, you came back out in the middle of the field, but you looked like you really took your time, tried to just keep the car running and save it for the end.
Well, I knew we had 2 or 3 tenths on those guys, and my guys told me just take my time. We had plenty of time, and I was just passing them as I could where it was clean, you know. I didn't want to get messed up there, but the car was just great. It started out a little bit tight and ended up perfect.
Right there at the end, looked like that the cars were closing on you. I know Santerre looked like he came up and put a little heat on you. Were you worried, or were you just still taking care of the car?
No, I was taking care of the car because the damn caution came out every 3 laps. I didn't know how long it was going to go, but Andy ran well. I wasn't worried as long as he was behind me because he's plenty clean, you know. I knew if he had got me, he would have got me clean, so.
Well, one more question. First Busch Grand National North win. How does it feel?
It feels great. Absolutely great.
Okay, we're going to let him get out of the car and celebrate now and cool off. Mike?
Martin Truex, first career win, previous best finish 5th. Great run for Andy Santerre as well. I'll tell you, the fellow who was the Rookie of the Year last year had a great run. We'll meet him in a moment. AC Delco presents the Busch North point standings. AC Delco, it's like buying time. Dale Shaw retains his point lead with a top 10 finish today. He leads by 65 over Stub Fadden. Andy Santerre, 3rd in the points. Kelly Moore is 4th. Let's meet the runner-up. Here's Randy.
Well, 25-year-old Andy Santerre, you'd think he won the race. He's getting a lot of congratulations from everybody up and down Victory Lane. Nice smile on your face. Wasn't a win, but almost looked like he got beat by maybe 2 cylinders.
Well, I'll tell you, this New Hampshire International Speedway is great. I can't say enough about Bob Baer and Gary Baer. I've been here. I was here all last year. We ran 4 races here last year. Ran up front a lot, qualified top 5 usually, and we never would have any luck. And today, or yesterday, we had a bad qualifying run. Just didn't get something right with the tires, but I wasn't worried. I started 22nd, worked my way up through, and the car was great. I can't say enough about my team. And O'Connor GMC, Sugarloaf USA, without them it wouldn't be possible. And the million fans up there in the grandstand hollering for me, I really like that. That's great.
What was the difference? Couldn't quite get up off the corner. The car looked like it was working good.
Yeah, the car was really good getting in the corner, but getting up off, I got really tight the last set of tires. So I had to kind of really baby the tires and take it easy on the right front, and I knew we had a ways to go, and I'll tell you, Martin Truex, he deserved that race. He ran a real good race, and I have to run against him every week. He's a real good competitor, and we talked before the race, and we hoped we'd both be there at the end, and I'd like to win, but I'll tell you, I'm almost just as happy that he won, because he's a real good competitor.
Well, he said he was glad that you were running behind him because he knew that you were a good, clean driver. If you got him, you'd get him clean.
Yeah, I knew I saved everything I had for the last 5 laps, and I made a charge on him, and we do run good together, and I knew that if I got by, could go, he'd give me the room, and I just didn't quite have enough. He had a V8 under the hood, and I had a real good 6-cylinder out of Butler McMaster Automotive in Hollowell, Maine, but it just wasn't quite enough of that V8.
Congratulations on a good run. I just want to say that you've impressed a couple of great drivers up there in the booth, too, Darrell Waltrip and Buddy Baker.
Well, thank you. Well, that means a lot to me.
I have a feeling this is one young fellow you're not going to see in the Busch North Series for very long.
No, I love it when the guys get out of the car like that. Both of them are very complimentary of each other, and that's a great race.
Now, here's a homecoming. The former national modified champion, Jimmy Spencer, hops out of his Busch car, says hello to all his old friends and adversaries, and he climbs into, that's Scott Banzel, the owner of that car right there, and he climbs into Jeff Fuller's backup car. We'll be riding along with Spencer in a few minutes in this race.
The other thing that's funny is he's using his seat. He is using Jeff Fuller's seat. Now, you talk about a full house, that's it right there.
Yeah, they widened it just a little bit.
But if you want to know where Jimmy Spencer learned how to drive, right here is where he learned how to drive. I saw him at Wilkesboro a few years ago. He got a lap down early in the race because of a cut tire. And I never saw a man wheel a car around a racetrack like I saw him wheel that modified around Wilkesboro that day, and he won that race from a lap back, so he can do it.
This is going to be fun. Stay with us. Martin Truex wins the Busch North, Slick 5150. Andy Santerre is second. Stub Fadden, Dick McCabe, Robbie Crouch, the top 5. Tom Rosati for 6th. Dale Shaw, the point leader. Keith Lamell, Ken Schrader, and Jeff Berry. Jamie Obey, Dave Dion, Peter Daniels, Babe Branscombe, and Greg Clark. Pete Rondo, Steve Nowakowski, Kelly Moore, Raleigh McDonald, and Jimmy Spencer. Last car in the lead lap was Andy Hillenberg, then Ted Christopher, Brian Ross, G.G. Gravel, Chris Amon, John Preston and Mike Olson, Ken Wallace, John Swanson, and Glenn Sullivan. That's the top 30. Bob Brunel and Bobby Dragon after that blown engine with a few laps to go. Jerry Marquis, Tom Bowles, and Mike Stefanik. Mike Wallace, Joe Bessie, Jeff Zeidema, Brian Goey, and Denny Doyle. And finally, Brian Donnelly, Steve Hoddick, Anthony Rainone, and Jeff Spraker. These cars go next to Wiscasset July 24th and Stafford on the 29th.
Had a platinum plug-in.